Good evening, everybody. A beautiful night here at West Beach in Adelaide, South Australia. Can you believe that it is round 8 of Super League Baseball, Adelaide edition? I think it's the only Super League all across Australia.
The best.
The best and only Super League. Eric Bollner here, joined by Scott Pratt and Michael Dunn for round number 8 of the Super League. We've got your Seahawks versus your Marlins. We've got the South versus the North, the classic battle in Adelaide. It's also the grand final preview and a bit of a dead rubber before the grand final, but still lots to watch and look forward to today. We've got the Giants staff watching. There's a big competition for roster spots going on. Lots of interesting things going on in the community. Gentlemen, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Eric. Happy to be here and help out as much as we can and give some input about what's happening around the league and with the ABL and the players that are trying to win their spots in the team.
Michael Dunn, a former Adelaide Giants outfielder, Team Australia outfielder, one of the current coaches of the Adelaide Giants and the general manager of the Marlins. Scott Pratt played for the Adelaide Giants as well, heavily involved with Goodwood locally, and of course the general manager of the Seahawks. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you. Good to be here and exciting night. Whilst it is a dead rubber, I think as you alluded to earlier, there's plenty to play for. There's some spots on the roster, as Michael can allude to later on. And, it's just a good opportunity for both teams to feel each other out and get another game in.
Well, let's just jump right into it because the Marlins have only played 4 shortened games to do the doubleheader. But in those 4 shortened games,
just the
Seahawks, sorry.
Yep.
The Seahawks have played in those 4 shortened games. They've scored 29 runs, which is exceptional. The offense, hot and heavy, right top to bottom on your team.
Yeah, look, straight away we knew that we had a good, solid offensive team. We also do have a good defense team. We do get guys that do make the plays. And you got to score more than they do, don't you? Basic baseball. Score more than they do and you win. Funny about that.
The Marlins, though, hitting .312 as a team.
Yeah, and it probably would have been higher than that before last week's games too, I think, where we left so many runners on.
11 runners left on in 4 innings.
4 innings. There's only one more that you could have left on to have it, have it 4 innings in a row of bases loaded. But yeah, that would have probably lowered the numbers a little bit last week with not being able to hit the ball as well as we have in the first 3 rounds. Tonight we try to make amends. They had a bit of a chat last week on how they played and how they went about it. We weren't happy with that, so they were told.
A couple different rules in the Super League that we got to watch, though, is that you have opening pitchers in this because pitchers can't throw more than 30 pitches each. And tonight's pitching matchup to start the game is a very intriguing one. You got someone that's going to be in the conversation for a Caps medal. He can hit, he can pitch. He's off to a great start in the SABL. He's pitched for the Giants in the bite in Jackson Brebner-Russ versus Tom Fitzgerald, who's really starting to cement himself as one of the better South Australian Baseball League pitchers in the competition. I'm really looking forward to this matchup. Yeah,
definitely, and it's going to see how these two guys, how they both go, and Jacko hasn't put a foot wrong so far, and there's the kiss of death as a commentator. Although we did see the first game last time we played against each other, he came out with the Joker card and it put the pressure on him and it really unsettled him early, and you scored those 3 runs early and took the upper hand. He then settled down after that and just had to find his groove, and a great learning experience for Jacko.
Yep.
Jackson Brebner-Russ is on the mound. And Sean Maple is up to bat. He's with the Kensington Cardinals and at Heston College in the States, but he flies out towards center field. You mentioned the Joker card, another nice twist to the Super League. Once per game, at the start of an inning, a coach can walk out and say, we're putting runners on first and second. We've seen it being played in a whole bunch of different ways as teams are fine-tuning that in the lead up to the finals.
Yeah, I think the interesting thing, as Soup just said about the Joker card, is it catches the pitcher unaware because it doesn't happen until he's virtually ready to go.
He's thrown his pitches.
He's thrown his pitches, and hang on a sec, we're going to put runners at first and second, and it's like, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I have to completely change the way I'm thinking about going about it. So, and he may take all of his warm-up pitches winding up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he's got to come to a set.
And that's a big factor, isn't it?
And he's like, hang on a minute, I haven't even thrown a pitch set yet. So, it does certainly catch you out.
Yeah, Jacko he did mention that. It threw him. And you got to try and get settled, and as a pop fly.
Austin Gallagher lifting this one into foul territory, but Dylan Ridding just misses this one. It's an interesting point because the whole day, Jackson Brebner-Russ, and now this is back a few weeks ago, and obviously there's no runners on now. The whole day, he would have thought, yep, I'm just going to walk into the ballpark. I'm going to start the game as he normally would start. No runners on. Absolutely fine. And then, whoops, whammy. There's two runners on.
Well, a little thing like you said, he's doing his warm-up pitches from a wind-up, and then he's got to go to a set.
Yep.
Whilst it might not seem significant, but it is for a pitcher. And then all of a sudden, you've got the upper hand.
It is an intriguing element. Well, looking around the defense here for the Seahawks, they're made up of Adelaide's 3 Southern clubs in Sturt, Goodwood, and Southern Districts. Nick Reese is catching behind the plate today. We'll get to him in a moment.
Yep.
He's from Southern Districts. Dylan Ridding from Sturt at third. Jeremy Creswell from Goodwood at short. Mitch Lightbody from Sturt at second. And Jordan Mcardle from Sturt at first. Brody Heaps from Goodwood in the outfield as Galley swings at this one, but he just gets jammed a little bit. This one drifting over towards second. Mitch Lightbody moves under this one and makes the out. Byron Turner from Souths at center field and Carrie Mcleod from Souths at right field. Two interesting additions in this lineup. One is Brody Heaps, which we'll talk about in a second, Pratty, but Nick Reese catching he's getting his first start in the Super Leagues. A young kid come up all the way through the system. He's with Southern Districts, and he's a pretty good little player.
He is, and again, a Seahawk from day dot, and has come through as our development player. And we just see this as a good opportunity to give him some exposure. Again, as we talk about, the motive of this whole program is to develop. And, you know, tonight is as we say, it is a dead rubber. Whilst both teams are wanting to win, it's a good opportunity to give Nick a reward for his efforts. You know, to come on as a development player, what do? Well, your role is really catch bullpens and help the team, and he's done a great job with that. So this is reward for effort for the young fella, and he well and truly deserves it. And he's out playing club ball and getting some results there. So it's great to be able to do that for him.
And working with a guy like Jackson Brebner-Russ, one of the better pitchers in the state, that must be pretty cool for him too.
Yeah, definitely. And before the game, I just said to him, look, enjoy tonight, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy what it is. It's a great opportunity for you to be amongst some of the elite, and as we have talked about before, just to be around these guys, you become a better player.
Jackson Brebner-Russ tossed that one for a ball. He's against Cesar Perez. He's with Golden Grove, just up north there, and he was formerly affiliated from when he was 17, 18, and 19 years old with the Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays, that is, from Venezuela.
Signed for big numbers, too.
Signed for big numbers, but he can pitch, he can play some defense, but he's a Venezuelan, and now all of a sudden is living full-time here in South Australia, and he was a key part of Golden Grove getting their first win with fellow Venezuelan AJ Verastigi on the weekend versus the Glenelg Tigers to get their first win in the competition. So Perez batting 3 in the lineup. Jackson Brebner-Russ has done a good job. He's only allowed 30 pitches. He's been pretty efficient with his first 2 batters in Sean Maple and Austin Gallagher from Kensington. And he blows this one by Cesar Perez, and it's the first strikeout. You got to like the look of Jackson Brebner-Russ as he walks off the mound. Pretty impressive first inning.
Yeah, very impressive, and he's just doing the things that he needs to do. He's keeping the ball down. He got some pop-ups and could have come out of that innings a lot earlier, to be honest. But the wind's blowing around a bit up here, and that's exactly what you want. Get in, get the guys out, and he's really on fire. He's doing a great job, and let's just keep him on that same page.
Well, when the Seahawks bat, they have their best lineup forward, or what you would probably have as your quote-unquote best lineup. There's 218 games of Australian Baseball League experience on there. That doesn't include Riley Moore, who's won a College World Series. This lineup, a bit of a difference between experience and kids. We talked about Nick Reese. It's a tough lineup. The first 4 batters all have significant ABL experience. It's a great opportunity for the man on the mound right now in Tom Fitzgerald to really tune up before the Giants season and get to go against an ABL equivalent lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Tom, this is a simple process. The playing out here is very simple. You just have to throw strikes. I mean, if you get hit, you get hit. But if you walk guys and your pitch count goes up, you're not out there very long. So just throw strikes and trust what you're doing. Trust your pitches. Tom's definitely good enough to do that. He just needs to have some faith in his ability, throw his off-speed pitch for a strike. If he throws his off-speed pitch for a strike, he's tough.
Yeah.
If he can't throw it for a strike, he gets hurt. So it'll be interesting to see how he controls that tonight, and then if he can keep his fastball down, control the hitters a little bit, it'll give us a chance to stay in the game and and try and pull one out.
The first 4 batters he'll face, it's Mitch Lightbody, who's been one of the better hitters in the SABL. He's got 41 games of ABL experience. Jeremy Creswell, he was a longtime state player, is a foundation member of that Adelaide Bite and one of the best shortstops that South Australia has produced. Riley Moore, we'll get to his numbers later. They're something like out of a cartoon. And Jordan Mcardle, one of the better players in the Australian Baseball League. So the first 4 batters Tom Fitzgerald has to face, he's really got to be on his game.
Yeah, absolutely, and just throw strikes and see what happens. So, again, if you don't throw strikes, you'll get hurt. Somewhere you'll get hurt because there'll be someone else coming up. You get to a Mcardle after you face the first 3 and you go, well, hang on a minute, if I didn't walk the 2 guys in front of me, guy doesn't need a 3-run home run. So throw strikes.
Yeah,
it's a pretty simple process.
And you're right. And then the other thing is you get behind the count,
Yep.
right? You get into a situation where it's a hitter's count, and with these sort of hitters, you can't afford to do that.
And he throws his first pitch or second pitch strike there. Michael Dunn, one of the coaches on the Adelaide Bite staff. He'll be watching with keen eyes. Scott Pratt, the last couple of years, you've been the color commentator on the Giants TV broadcast here down at West Beach. You've seen a lot of Tom Fitzgerald and a lot of these players that we're watching today,
Yes.
too, from that
Yep.
perspective.
Well, I had him as the Wasp, marquee player for the Wasp for the first 2 years. And look, I just think he has outstanding makeup, and Michael can talk a bit more about that as a player and a key ingredient. And as a player with his makeup is just outstanding. He just wants to learn and wants to get better, and he's a student of the game. And those sort of players are destined to become better because of all that.
And Tom Fitzgerald, or Mitch Lightbody, sorry, just reaches down on this one, and that is kind of a bloop hit, but a hit nonetheless. That's just a good job from Mitch Lightbody to get the barrel on the ball and get that one out to left field for a base hit.
And, I mean, Fitzy would be here 24 hours a day,
yeah.
7 days a week if he could find something to do.
Yep.
He's that kind of kid. And he's big and he's getting stronger. He throws the ball hard enough. There's no problem with that. It's just he has to have command of his pitches.
Yeah. And it's a great point that you talk about throwing those strikes. I listened to Josh Spence on his broadcast, the podcast he had.
Yep.
Going back.
Well, say
in
hello to
COVID.
Spency too.
He'll be watching in quarantine right now.
He will be in quarantine right now, so we'll just put in a little pop and say, hey, Spency, we look
Well,
forward to seeing you soon.
There you go.
And if you are watching, please comment, Josh
I didn't
Spence.
know that.
Anyone,
I didn't know that.
shoot your questions. This is a great opportunity to talk to 2 great baseball minds. Shoot your questions down in the comments. Sorry, boys. Is Jeremy
You're right.
up to that?
But what I really enjoyed in the conversation with him, or the chat that he had, was about exactly what you're saying. Throw your strikes and the importance of that first pitch strike and getting more strikes than balls and staying ahead and get ahead, stay ahead, and short numbers per batter. And they're the key things, because as a pitcher goes further in the game, they get tired, and that curveball. And one thing with Fitzy, he's got a 2-seam that runs in. Now, if he's not sharp on that and that sits middle in on a good hitter, that ball's gone.
Yep.
You know, and that's where if you've got a 5 or 6 pitch per batter, you're getting tired, and you get tired and the ball stays up, and that's when you get hurt.
Good job from Fitzy to throw a strike to get it back to 2-1 count versus Jeremy Creswell. This one just away. A throw from Austin Gallagher, who's catching the game over to second, but it's a stolen base from Mitch Lightbody, a guy that can burn you with the legs. One of the most interesting things that Josh Spence talked to me about last year is with how his philosophy with the pitching staff, that you have to earn the right to throw a ball.
Yeah,
I thought that was a very interesting comment.
Mm-hmm. He'd know.
He'd know. And a hit up the middle, but going right towards center field as Jackson Platten grabs this one. He moves in and makes the play. That's the first out of the inning. We'll take a look at the defense quickly here from the Marlins. Austin Gallagher moving to call a game behind the plate. Today from Kensington Baseball Club, Sean Maple from Kensington at third. Brody Areola, normally an outfielder, he's playing short. He's just an athlete. Brody Athlete, we call him. From Port Adelaide at short. Jake Campbell from Golden Grove at second. Todd Trebilco gets the start at first, his first Super League appearance from Port Adelaide. Ashcroft at right from East Torrens. Jackson Platten at center made that catch from Kensington. And Josh Whelan from Golden Grove in left field. Now Riley Moore comes up to bat. He's got 5 home runs. He's 8 for 13 with 5 home runs and 11 RBIs. You can't even make those numbers up. They are disgustingly good.
You talk about hot. That is super hot.
Yeah, he's a good player. He,
oh, you think?
There's no doubt. He's he spent some time overseas. He's won an NCAA championship with Arizona.
He homered.
He's been out here before playing for Port when I was coaching at Port, but now married to an Australian girl and lives here permanently and works for the SABL, and his life's all fallen into place for him.
Yeah, and for us too at Goodwood.
Yeah.
Absolute pleasure to have him at our club now.
He hit home runs on 3 straight at-bats at the last Seahawks game day. And he swings through that one. He was going after it, but Tom Fitzgerald, when he throws strikes, he's pretty good, and he strikes out the hottest batter in the competition.
And there's the example
That's
right there.
impressive.
The first 2 hitters started ball, comes out, fastball, strike. Then it makes Riley think about what's going on.
That's right.
Instead of doing your shoelaces up and waiting
Yeah.
for a fastball to come,
Yep.
you don't know what's going to come. And he was probably looking off speed then and got thrown by him.
And I like the fact that he beat him with the fastball.
Yeah.
Just challenged him.
Yep.
Here you go. Take it on.
Jordan Mcardle comes up to bat, Sturt Baseball Club, and with the Adelaide Giants, of course. He had a great rookie campaign where he won the Australian Baseball League Rookie of the Year. It earned him a contract with the Arizona Diamondbacks. A couple years that he'll admit he struggled a little bit, but last year, boy, did he come out of his shell, and boy, did he put up some big numbers. He probably entered the season in a position battle to get some play time and ended up as the no doubt about it. This guy's got to play every day because when you're hitting 304, you're hitting 5 home runs, you're driving in 25 guys, it's hard numbers to keep out of the lineup, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, I mean, this is an interesting situation here with an open bag, too. You can afford to be a little bit finer, knowing what's coming behind. There's a good off-speed pitch right there. That's a change-up, which is probably something Fitzy's been working on. Josh,
At that
help
count,
us out there. Has
right
he been
there,
helping on that one? That was a good
impressive
pitch.
to throw
That was a
right
good
there.
pitch. I haven't seen him throw that pitch much at all. So he got Geordie out in front of that one, and he that was a really, really good pitch. Good on him.
Yeah, keep telling us what you see here because it has been fun to watch the progression of Tom Fitzgerald. That one just kind of gets away from him.
Do you know what I liked last time we played against the Marlins? Sorry, it was against the Rays, and they did the shift on Geordie, and he struggled for a lot of the day. And his last hit, if you remember, was a shot up the middle. And he just stayed in there all day, and you could see the frustration building on him. But the maturity of him as a hitter, just to stay on it and go, you know what, I'm just going to bear in and I'm going to get a hit.
And another strikeout. He gets 2 of the best hitters in South Australia, Riley Moore and Jordan Mcardle, to strike out swinging on back-to-back at-bats.
And that just proves the point. If you throw strikes, you mess with a hitter's head.
You got to
Because
throw
he can't just sit fastball.
Yep.
Because it's not going to come.
Yeah.
And if you are sitting off speed and you do get one thrown to you, you're not ready to hit it. And it proved right there with Riley and with Jordan that both got struck out in fastballs when they're probably not looking for that pitch.
That's right.
In that situation,
Yep.
they're probably looking for something soft. They didn't get it. Both struck out.
And the one hit he did allow in that inning was just that soft hit ball over towards left field. That's not one as a pitcher where you're saying, ooh, yikes. And he had to reach out of the zone to hit that,
Yeah, that's
too.
right. You can take that. Hey, take your hat off. He got down and got it. But that was a good comeback by Fitzy after the first 2 hitters throwing ball to start him off.
And if we talked about it at the start of the night, if we wrote down that you were going to strike out
Riley Moore and Jordan
and
Mcardle.
Jordan Mcardle on fastballs,
Yep.
you
When
would
they've
be,
hit 8
saying
home
you're
runs
kidding
between
me.
them. Yeah.
So
But-
to be able to do that is, and again, it's about that timing and
It's
and
about getting in front in the count.
Yeah, again.
Because you mess
Yep.
with you mess with the pitcher, the hitter's head. Because a lot of situations where you're not throwing your pitches for strikes, you just sit and wait fastball.
Yep.
Throw me a fastball. I know you're going to throw one sooner or later.
That's right.
And I'm going to be ready to hit it.
Yep.
But if you're in front in the count and then you get something soft and then you think, well, hang on a minute, he's thrown that for a strike. I'm going to get something soft again. And you get chewed up inside. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 85 or 95, you're not going to get it.
No.
You're not going to get it.
And Fitzy's a guy that has a contract with the Adelaide Giants, but he's still very much a pitcher that's trying to prove the kind of stuff that he has.
Yeah, totally. And that the pitch he threw that off-speed changeup, which I haven't seen a lot of that.
No,
Ever.
because he's normally a fastball 2-seam in and a looping curve.
Yeah.
Like it's almost a slow curve. It's not it's almost like his changeup that guys lay off of, and to see that changeup, to get Jordan Mcardle fooled on that's impressive.
It's good.
That was an impressive outing right there.
That'll be a nice banter conversation Saturday. at
Oh,
training.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
So Brody Ariolo, one of the guys that is now invited to train with the Giants on that Giants training roster, trying to earn his spot on the squad. Brody Athlete, as we've been calling him the last couple broadcasts, because he is just that athletic. He can play a little bit of everywhere. Brody Ariolo, though, he's an example of a guy that's getting an opportunity, training with the Giants, trying to show what he's got. when the Giants say things like they're watching the local competition, is the coaching staff actually keeping tune with what's going on locally?
There's more than just watching and them performing as well. It's all about their makeup and how they go about it. It's an important thing that they have a rounded baseball mind as well, and the kind of person they are. So, and we have a very, very interesting, a very good culture that we have created in our
that
ABL
makeup,
club.
isn't it?
Yeah, and it's important, and you have to fit into that makeup, right? And we pick players in our squad and our team, and we recruit guys that are going to make that culture even better. We don't let anyone in that is going to mess with it. So, and the guys that we put into that squad, we like the way they go about it. Their personalities, they're good people, and
you
that's what we're trying to create.
You potentially don't bring guys back that have that
100%.
personality, right?
100%. Yep.
Just quickly, Dayton Mitchell is the new pitcher for the Seahawks. Jackson Brebner-Rush just gets the 3 batters, the toughest 3 batters in the lineup. He gets them down 1, 2, 3. That might be even something saying it could be a combination of things. One, they want to give a guy like Dayton Mitchell more on him
100% it is.
Chance.
Yeah, it is.
And also just pitch counts. He's got club ball. You got to keep his arm fresh.
Look, Sturt had a bye last week.
That's right.
So that's no problem. But our aim right now is to give some kids some exposure. And that, we're not hiding away from that. And this is a great opportunity for DJ to get out here and show his stuff and have a throw and, again, some experience. And that's all it is. And we'll run that through. And, as we talked about with Nick, these two working together from South. And he's got a live arm, serious live arm, big, tall lad, bringing some velo down. And it's going to be good to see how he goes. Obviously, again, as Michael talked about, you've got to get ahead of the count, and that's experience as well. If you look back at many a young pitcher, they've got to learn their craft, right, and get ahead, stay ahead, and that's something even with live arms have to happen.
He's ahead on a 1-2 count versus Charlie Ashcroft. He's off to a nice little start to the local season as he swings through that one. So a strikeout from Dayton Mitchell. Good for him. Comes in, he walks the first batter, but good job to stay composed, comes in and gets a strikeout.
Yeah, very happy with that, and you can see him rearing back and letting it fly, which is fantastic to see, and not being intimidated by the situation again.
Josh Whelan steps up to bat. He's stepped into an everyday starter role at Kensington. Started off a little bit slow there, but just recently had a multiple hit game and a hit on the weekend. He's starting to heat up Josh Whelan a little bit. Playing center field today. You saw him make a nice little catch in that first inning. So it is an opportunity for Mitchell to show what he can do, but also Josh Whelan try to compete for that spot in the grand final game coming up in a couple weeks for the Marlins. Bottom part of the lineup looking like Whelan, Campbell, Platten, and Trebilco. So some guys that don't have as much experience in the Super League as maybe some of the other players on the roster, but getting an opportunity to show what they can do here.
What makes it interesting now, I don't know whether the cameras can see it, but the flags at right field are blowing out to left.
Yeah, which is unique.
Which
rare.
Is completely unheard of.
How are you feeling right now? You'd be chomping at the bit with that wind blowing like that right now.
That's we don't see that often down here. The wind's completely blowing in the opposite direction that it normally blows. There you can see everything heading towards left field, and I know some of our guys that play ABL would be rubbing their hands together seeing those flags
lift and
flying
separate,
in that
right?
But some of the guys tonight here will as well. They'll certainly be certainly interested to lift and separate and see what they can get at left field here.
Areola tests the arm of Nick Reese. He's in there for a stolen base. Knowing that you do have a young catcher behind the mound, is that something that you would consciously do as a team? Is, hey, let's test this guy's arm?
Yeah, well, I always say to the guys, hey, until he throws you out, keep running.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't throw you out, just keep running.
How many bags did you steal lifetime?
A few.
Fair few.
So you had that concept, hey, throw me out, man.
Yeah.
If you throw me out, I'll stop running, and until you do, I'll take every single one of them from you.
Full count coming up here to Josh Whelan. Walk me through that, and we'll maybe wait till after this pitch here. It is a big one. It is full count. There is a runner in scoring position. But I want to know about the art of stealing a base as Mitchell deals. And he's going to walk this one here, so runners on first and second.
And to load that gun, a young kid as well, right?
Yep.
In a situation where nerves. So go to work.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you look for. You know, you try and find a rhythm they get into or a pattern. That's the first thing you look for. How they hold their ball. Do they hold the ball in their glove? Do they hold it in their hand? Do they put it straight into their glove? Do they change their grip? Look for an off-speed pitch.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. So, I mean, the biggest thing I always tried to look for was the count and when I thought that was a good count to get an off-speed pitch. So, that's when I'd run. And if you're throwing an off-speed pitch and you can run, you don't ever get thrown out. You just don't get thrown out.
But it opens up, doesn't it?
Totally.
It all becomes quite analytical, which becomes quite easy, as easy as it sounds.
Some of the most fun teams. This one's coming right towards us behind the backstop, but moving on to this, Nick Reese just got pushed away with the wind a bit. Some of the most fun Adelaide professional teams, whether it be the Bite or the Giants. I mean, last year the Giants, great at stealing bases. You saw especially a guy like Aaron Whitefield stealing 22 bags in the air. I think back to the first year that I came here was that great team, the Adelaide Bite 2014-15. Brooke Knight was the manager, and he just gave the green light to everybody that could run. And they had dudes that could steal bases. Aaron Miller, Brendan Dixon, he's in the big leagues right now. Yeah, they just stole bases at will.
Yeah, and I mean, I always used to, the thing too is you used to love running from first to second, but I used to love running from second to third.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just a challenge?
Absolutely, but because you can get further off.
See it all.
You can get further off for a start, and especially if they're not holding you on, and if the pitcher's, if he's not concentrating and he's going to the plate every time, you're 3/4 of the way down before he's going to let the ball go.
Really?
Oh yeah. It's just something you pick up on, and it's an.
And a runner, Areola, he's just trying to take a couple liberties versus this young pitcher-catcher combination. That was pretty close coming back. Mitch Lightbody moving in and gloving that one down. Brody Areola, a little smile.
And 90% of the time you're going on the pitcher, you're not going on the catcher. The catcher can do whatever he likes. It's the pitcher that you're working on. So
it's a good point, and I guess it depends who's pitching and how they're pitching. I remember standing right down the third base line, late games, as this one is popped up towards first base. Jordan Mcardle and Nick Reese trying to track this one, and that one drops in. Did he catch that?
What a catch.
He did.
Nick Reese!
What a catch.
He caught that baseball.
Wow.
That was swirling. And
that's a nightmare.
The thing is, lucky with that, I mean, the ball goes back into play.
Oh, yeah, if
so
that
he
drops.
It stays in play. And
that's a massive catch.
Yeah.
He's happy with that too.
How's the catch from Nick Reese? Wow, put that on the Plura Activewear replay. That you'll see, I'm sure, on the highlights on social media. That was just an innocuous little play and a nice little catch.
Definitely.
As Jackson Platten comes up. But I was going to say, third base, I watched Ronald Acuna Jr. back here in, 2016 when he played for the Melbourne Aces. He's an all-star now. He's a stud in the big leagues for the Atlanta Braves. For all you baseball fans out there, he stole home to win the game as Hai Chun Lee, a lefty, back-faced against him, a bit of a slow delivery.
Yep.
As a guy that's aggressive like that, he was just looking for an opportunity, as you're saying, and he saw that. That's exactly what you're talking about.
And that's where they get into a pattern. So he ran off the pattern. So he knew exactly what he was going to do every time he threw the ball. He had that pattern, and he guessed right and stole home.
Well, he didn't guess right. He just knew, right?
Yeah, well, but you guess that they don't change their pattern.
That's right.
And if their pattern stays the same and you take off at the right time, you'll get there.
Well, there's a great saying in baseball that speed doesn't slump, and we talk about that regularly. And
this is a hard hit ball. This goes up the middle. Jeremy Creswell scoops and fires this one off to Mitch Lightbody, and they get out of the inning. But yes, speed does not slump.
And as a player as good as Michael is, he's going to go through a slump at some point in time. But he gets a walk and he gets on base. He's now at second because his speed is about his ability to read the game, not about the ability to get a hit. Because you're going to fail 7 out of 10 times, right? You're not going to fail 7 out of 10 times stealing the bag.
Yeah.
So speed will never slump if you've got the right approach.
It's a good point, and welcome back inside the Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse broadcast booth here. These beautiful Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse
kicking back.
Details. We'll talk about Just the Thing in a second here, but please comment on the live stream. We just had a nice comment from Shane Tonkin, who you would know, saying, Dunny, you got to get to second base first before you can think about stealing third.
Ouch.
But please leave your comments there. We're here with two great baseball minds in Scott Pratt and Michael Dunn in these amazing chairs from Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse. They've just got that great location in Beverly, not too far off Port Road. They got their summer set, we can call it, out there. Free Metro delivery if you mention the Super League, which you are watching right now. Pretty good place, Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse.
Yeah, it's a great place to go and visit if you're looking to put some new stuff into your house. And then as Eric said, they've just created a new outdoor area as well. So for
Perfect time.
outdoor setting. So that'll be in there till probably the end of February. He'll have all that stuff out there ready to go. So go down and see Jason and his team, and he'll look after you. And as you said, free metro delivery as soon as you mention the Super League.
Which is a good point, because if you're buying one of these puppies, you can't get them in your car.
No,
so
no.
you've got to need some delivery time.
And that
there.
adds up.
So, and this is just as comfortable as comfortable.
That's very good.
Best seat in the house right here.
Well,
Keeps warm too.
Yeah.
Fitzgerald just went back-to-back strikeouts to end the last inning versus Riley Moore and Jordan Mcardle, two of the best, two of the hottest hitters in the South Australian baseball competition. He's going against Brody Heaps. He's one of the best up-and-coming players in the comp. Last year he won the Rookie of the Year, and Brody Heaps is a guy that you cannot say enough about, Scott.
No, big fan of his, and just love the way he goes about it. And again, makeup is a key to Brody's approach. Just a true workhorse, just wants to continue to get better, taking extra swings wherever he can. And a very talented kid, can play football as well as baseball and do both well. And, you know, it's been great to see him. He's come through our junior program, and now to win Rookie of the Year last year was something special for our club and our promotion, as well as for him and his family. So great to see him, and another great opportunity to see him get out here and have a game.
2-2 count. That one just slips out of the hand of Tom Fitzgerald. So he was ahead in the count, but now we got it full with Brody Heaps. A patient batter. Pretty good on the base pass, too.
He does draw a lot of walks. He does have a very good eye. He's very, very selective, and has, you know, even through his state time, watching him in the state tournaments, draws a lot of walks. And there it is. Right as I call that, I'm happy with that one.
And he's on base, and it's the first walk of the day for Tom Fitzgerald, which has been his Achilles heel lately. But Brody Heaps hitting .357 to start the season in the SABL, so just building off that great year last year.
Definitely, and that's a good number to be right at this point in time. You get some guys that take a little bit of time to wind up, and others that jump out of the block. So it's good to see.
Here's another guy that's a pretty good athlete in Carrie Mcleod. You saw him make that fantastic catch, which ended up winning the Seahawks the game when you roll it back in retrospect. He caught Austin Gallagher at the wall to rob him of a grand slam, Carrie Mcleod. But he's hitting .250 right now for Souths, another young player, but he's got 2 triples. So he's a guy that when he gets on base, he can fly and really hurt you as well.
Oh, he definitely can run. There's no doubt about that.
Hack swing there, and it's a strike there for Tom Fitzgerald, so he's heading the count 0-2.
That was a good pitch right there at that
that's his
time.
changeup.
That was a very good pitch. And
You're liking
to
the changeup.
throw it at that count.
That one rides up. So when does Tom Fitzgerald need to use, in your opinion, I guess, his changeup? What situations?
Oh, it's to get the hitter off balance. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And it's another bullet in his gun that makes the hitter think about what's coming. So
especially when you have such a hard fastball, because it is quite firm coming from Fitzy.
Yep, and if he can throw it from the same arm slot and it looks like it's the same pitch, it's where you break bats, because you're not looking for that pitch.
So he's still heading the count. Here's the pitch. This one called strike, and that will sit Carrie Mcleod down. It's the 3rd strikeout from Tom Fitzgerald. That's the 4th out that he's got. Now, just a reminder, only 30 pitches allowed in the Super League competition. This is his 7th batter face. He's already walked a guy. He's got a couple strikeouts. Those striking out guys are great, but it does add to the pitch count. So we'll be monitoring the progress of Tom Fitzgerald. And you said what he needs to do is throw first pitch strikes, and that's exactly what he does. Versus Byron Turner getting his first start.
He's got a nice rhythm going at the minute. It just comes out of his hand nice, and he's keeping the ball down and hitting Gally's glove, which is nice. There's another one there.
Swings through that one. Runner trying to go at second. Galley hesitates a little bit on the throw, and Brody Heaps is going to steal that all day. He gets to second, so a bit of a pressure situation. Runner in scoring position. I had a good chat with Tom Fitzgerald, though, on Saturday at the Adelaide Giants training, and there's still a lot of unknown certainty about when we're playing, how many games we're playing, and I just said, Fitzy, how do you prepare for a season that you just don't know? And he said, yeah, you don't really worry about it too much. He knows that he's going to get an opportunity. He's going to get a play in his 4th strikeout of the day, and the 2nd one looking. This one to Byron Turner. Strikeout looking now from Fitzgerald.
Was that a bit of a slider there?
That was a slider, yeah. So, and he's at his pitch count.
He's at his pitch count.
He looked good. He was throwing the ball really nicely tonight. So
He
Tom
really got into a
Fitzgerald.
rhythm there, didn't he?
He goes
Just
1
bang,
and
bang, bang.
2/3, 4 strikeouts. He allows a soft hit. It was just a soft hit ball that goes to the outfield and 1 walk. The Adelaide Giants, Dunny, you got to be happy with that.
Yeah, the boys at home will like that outing, and Josh will like that too. He had a really nice rhythm, throwing the ball down. Ball was moving a bit in the wind, and he had control of his off-speed pitches, which just makes him such a different pitcher.
Striking out,
doesn't
he's
it?
getting guys striking out looking.
Yep.
I like that slider then. That was good.
But to finish my point before, he said he doesn't really care about when the season is. He's just going to go and try his absolute best he can in club ball. He's going to try his best in Super League. He's going to put everything he has into it and prepare the best he can because he's been working hard. He's put on a little bit of mass as well, muscle mass. He's been working really hard at his craft, Tom Fitzgerald, and that's a great start from him.
Yep, and that's all you can do. You just get ready. You prepare as if we're going to play, and until we're told that we're not going to play, then you just keep going about your work.
Control the controllables, right?
Get ready to start. So that's all we can do.
Well, we have our first pitching change, and this one is brought to you by Hilltop Cartridge and Supplies. And this is here's a great replay here from Spacequake Sports, brought to you by Plura Activewear.
That's a good pitch.
That is a damn good pitch.
That just hugged the corner of that plate.
Yep.
And it's I wish we could have seen one more batter from Fitzy. He is up against the pitch count. That's why you got to change it. But this one brought to you by Hilltop Cartridges, proud sponsor of the Northern Marlins. And Hilltop going through a little bit of a change, but not really at the same time.
Well, yeah, it is sort of going through a change. And Matt Fielder, who owned Hilltop Cartridge.
That was a hell of a golf day.
He's a good golfer too, and a hell of a young bloke he is. He's a good man.
And a very
Foxy.
good baseballer.
He is a very
Won
good
a few
baseballer.
premierships with number 69.
And he'll be at home now watching this live stream. So we all say hello to
Sure he wouldn't be at work?
to him and his family. No, he certainly said that he'll be locked in tonight, listen to our beautiful voices.
His young lad, Ollie, played in my team on the weekend.
There you
Came
go.
up from under 13s. 2 for.
There you go.
2 for 2.
So he had Hilltop Cartridge Supplies. We've now joined forces and created a new company called Hilltop Office Supplies, which will now be able to supply everything that you have in your office, from your cartridges to your inks to your toners to your paper.
I need a couple of screen monitors.
pens.
Do you run them?
Screen monitors.
Beautiful.
Yep,
Thank
we can
you.
get those for you. So Foxy will be on the phone to you tomorrow. Don't worry about that after that comment.
HDMI cable.
But
Yes,
that
all
is
of that sort of
big,
stuff.
especially
Wow.
in a world now, as we've seen with COVID, of flexible working arrangements, more people working from home. You got to deck out that home office.
Yep, absolutely. And you think, the amount of stuff you go and buy that you don't even realise you're buying when you do that, well, that's the sort of stuff now we can help you out. Get it delivered to your doorstep the next day or the day after, depending on what part of the country
The
it comes
delivery service that these guys provide is outstanding. I get ink from them all the time. And by the time I've thought of going down to another place to buy it, it's already on my doorstep. And
Yep.
outstanding service. I've been using him for a long time, and he provides a great service for my business and helps immensely.
So this pitching change, like we said, brought to you by Hilltop as Tom Norley enters the game. He's the new pitcher. He's a Gawler graduate, one of those first players that really started out at Gawler when they were just forming a club. Rob Laidlaw doing a great job down there, but now off at Golden Grove. But he walks Dylan Ridding, so it's a runner aboard. But Tom Norley, he's struggled a little bit in the South Australian competition, but he's been pretty effective in the Super League in his appearances so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's sneaky. He's a little sneaky lefty. So, as we used to call him in the old days. And again, just throw strikes and he'll get guys out. It's just a matter of making sure he throws strikes.
So he's got Dylan Ridding aboard. And up to bat now is Nick Reese, his first at-bat of this Super League competition. A very, I'm sure, exciting moment for the Reese family. He had that big catch, a pretty exciting catch early on. So Scott Pratt sitting next to me watching with great interest of Nick Reese. But yes, Tom Norley, he's had 2 innings pitched so far. He's allowed just the 1 run, but he's got 3 strikeouts in the 7 batters he's faced. Opponent's bat hitting 143 off him. Like you said, sneaky.
And this is an important hitter here because then it gets back to the top of the lineup. So you really want to get this guy out.
And yeah, you don't want runners on, and he swings through that one. So good pitch job. Good job getting the strike. Making it a 1-2 count with 2 out. Can he get out of the jam? And Mitch Lightbody's already got a hit. He's waiting on deck. I'd rather have Mitch Lightbody come up to bat with nobody on than runners in scoring position. And with 2 runners on, it's a dangerous spot. Base hit from Nick Reese can probably put the Seahawks ahead, as this one is grounded over towards short. Brody Ariola throw across the diamond. It's low. That one slips away, and that's going to score a run. The Seahawks are in front. as Brody Heaps touches home. So that ball, as we might see on the Plura Active replay, just slipped away, and that's going to put the Seahawks aboard.
Well, one of the things that, I've had the pleasure of listening to Chris Adamson talk about free bases is a big thing that you guys are on, Michael. And free bases, if you have a look, Brody Heaps gets a walk, steals a bag, and then comes home on a wild throw. So there's free bases that creates that run. You stop those free bases, you've got more chances of winning a game, right?
Well, you've just scored a run then, and no one's got
That's
a hit.
right.
No one's got a hit. So
Yeah, it's
that
been
run
walk,
from
walk.
That's right.
Yeah.
Free
Nothing.
bases.
It's from nothing.
And when you control them and you keep them under a certain number, that's when you and you did that so well last year as a team that you become so good because of that. You're not giving the team, the opposition, a chance to get back in the game.
Well, instead of having 27 outs, you've got 30.
They're hard
You
to
know,
get.
31,
27 are hard to
32.
get already, aren't they?
You know, it's a
And Lightbody swings at this one. This one going out towards right field, but falling just short of the wall. Charlie Ashcroft gets a key out. So that will be the third and final out. That could have been worse than what it was. But, hey, they get out of it. They only allow the one run. But like you said, it was probably a pretty preventable run.
Yeah, well, that's right. As you said, walk, and then an error on a throwing error. So you score a run without even getting a hit. So, and they're the things you need to avoid if you're going to win these sort of games against a lineup like the Seahawks have got that is so powerful. You can't give extra guys at bats. So realistically, when you think about it, that would annoy me as a coach in that situation is you get the leadoff guy back up to the plate. And all he needs to do is he needs to turn on one, and all of a sudden it's 4-0 instead of being 0-0, and we're hitting.
Yep.
That's the difference.
So a pitching change here for the Seahawks, as this pitching change is brought to you by, take a look at it again. Just the thing, Furniture Warehouse. There's a look at the warehouse. But in the bottom part of your screen, you see Josh Tyndall coming in there. He's formed that other half of the combination. You saw JBR, Jackson Brebner, start the game. Josh Tyndall is the second leg, or he might even be the first leg of that two-headed monster they've got at Sturt. Tyndall and JBR, the last 3 seasons now, have been just a fantastic combination for this team.
They certainly have been, and Sturt are well and truly a powerhouse. There's no doubt about it, and they'll be around the mark again. They've got some good kids coming through. Nucky, Macbeth, they're around the mark for a long time, and they've won a premiership, and just in recent years, not last year, the year before, they won a premiership, and so who knows where things are going to end up this year, but that they're going to be.
They'll be around the mark.
Well and truly.
They've only lost
deep.
one game this year.
The interesting thing that comes down to it is the minor round games become a little bit irrelevant in regards to your pitching depth, because you can get by with 2 guys every weekend, right?
Yep.
And then you get to the finals and you have to play best of 3.
And they're going to
4
need a
5
good
guy.
start,
And
deep
you've got
start from both of them.
And we've got no imports.
Yeah.
So normally you get an import starts one of those games. This
That's
year you've
right.
got none. You've got to rely on all your local guys.
Yep.
So they need more than a Tyndall and a Jackson Brebner Russ.
Yep.
That's not enough for them to get through. They need to get someone else going,
Yep.
like all clubs do.
That's
all
right.
clubs will be in this. They'll all be in the same situation. So it's a matter of how you manage those guys
Yep.
down the track to be. And the other thing is you can only throw a certain amount of pitches,
Exactly. That
Right.
throws a curveball right in there.
which
and
makes it even different again.
Take a look at this replay brought to you by Plura, as Tyndall hits Todd Trebilco. There's a look from our home plate umpire, Neil Polton.
Any way you can. And again, there you go. There's a free base.
A
right?
free base to
For
Todd
doing-
Trebilco.
for
And that's
doing
a
nothing.
rare one from Tyndall. So Tyndall, by the way, last year he was 4th in the SABL in wins with 9, 2nd in saves with 3. So very rare that you see a guy among the leaders in saves and in wins. And he was 6th in appearances with 19, so a very durable guy. But that first pitch gets away, he hits Todd Trebilco, and Sean Maple, he flew out in his first at-bat. Here's a guy, Sean Maple, he's training right now with the Giants. He won't be playing ABL this year, but it's because he's off to college with Heston, playing in junior college. He was hitting .375 before COVID shut his season down. So another promising young player and athlete. He'll be going back to Kansas in December. I think he's flying out at the end of December.
Yes. Yep. So it'll be disappointing for Kensington to lose such a good guy, such a good player in their team.
and he's trying to get ready for the season. Runner was going, grounded towards short. It's going to take away the double play. A nice throw across the diamond from Jeremy Creswell, and they're going to double him up as they get Todd Trebilco trying to sneak third. Or sorry, it was a pinch runner trying to steal third, but a fantastic double play spearheaded by a guy who's done this for so long, Jeremy Creswell.
How good is this just to watch? He comes in, rounds that up, bang, gets that out, and heads up also by Geordie Mcardle to, you get off the base, look for the next out.
As you can see, the runner just trying to make a push to third, trying to catch him napping, but out by a mile as Dylan Ridding tagged him out.
We talked about not pressing as well, didn't we? You just got to play the game, and
that's
when
kids.
You press,
they panic.
They
panic right there. There's no. I mean, again, that's the difference with playing this level of baseball.
As Austin Gallagher swings at this one, and he just got under it a little bit. He had 2 home runs and club ball on the weekend, but he goes out to Byron Turner at center field, and that will end the inning. It turns out being 1-2-3. Sorry, Dunny.
I mean, that's the difference of this level of baseball, where you can do that at a not so much a club level, but like a kids level.
Like a Div 3
you can do that at a kids level. You can't do that here.
No.
And to me, I don't understand the point.
No.
Where are you going to go?
Well, you saw Geordie take that ball, and straight away his presence of mind.
Routine out.
He's watching what's going on. He's not just going to take it and go, we've got one out. He's aware of all that. And let's not forget about the play from Creswell. He's made 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
But how good.
He just looked cool doing
just
that.
Polished.
So the thing you talk about too is you talk about giving up extra hitters, where we were just talking about there. But then you give up. You give up
just in a scoring position.
You
You're already in a
easy
scoring
outs.
position.
Yeah, and you know that
right, you
guys.
got them on both sides, right? You face extra hitters, and you just give yourself up easy outs in the field, and you let them get out of situations.
Tinney throws 5 or 6 in that innings. He doesn't throw much.
But this is where the younger guys need to be told and understand. He stays at second base.
That's right.
You've got the best hitter in the league coming up.
And it's a 1-0 ball game.
Right. Gally hits a 2-run home run, we're in front.
Yeah, and you're in a scoring position.
Or he just gets a base hit to left field. You probably score from second.
That's right. Roll over with a ground ball, whatever it is. You're in a scoring position. But that, and again, try not to be too critical of the young lad, because he's out here on the big stage, right? And he wants to impress, and he's pressing, and he's going to learn that. He'll probably never do that ever again.
No.
And so if you make that mistake now, you're never going to make it again.
No,
that's a great
totally,
thing, isn't it?
Totally. That's exact, and that's why you're at it, to learn and get better.
That's right.
That's why we created the league. We created the league for the kids to get better.
A sensational night down at the ballpark. I thought maybe Mark Haylock was going to be bringing the Joker card out with Tom Norley out again for his second inning and a meat of the lineup in Creswell, more Mcardle. It doesn't appear that he is. For me, I'm just going to get the chat going. This is a Joker card inning for me.
Well, look, Mark Haylock...
Can't question the great man.
Who would be in better hands than Mark Haylock?
Yeah, not many.
And it's he knows what he's doing, and that's I guess one of the exciting things I've got as a GM is we just have a chat and talk about stuff, and you just back his knowledge and his understanding of the game.
So what you're telling us, Soup, you really don't have anything to do. Is that what you're telling us?
That's why he's on the broadcast.
You have absolutely no input to your Seahawks team whatsoever.
Michael, please, not on air. We'll talk about this off air.
Settle it in the car park.
No, come on.
Jeremy Creswell, he made that really nice play at the last inning defensively. He's been a shortstop on the state team in the old Claxton Shield days, and then played 171 games for the Adelaide Bite. Hit .296 last season for Goodwood. He's starting the year hitting .333. He's just about as reliable as they come defensively and with the bat. You know what you're going to get from Jeremy Creswell.
That's right.
Yeah, he's like that old car that's done 100,000 kilometres. All you need to do is change the wheels and put some more petrol in it.
Yeah, a little service here and there, and off you go.
Just keeps on going.
And a great guy as well. Like, just a friendly, nice, pleasant guy to there's a
cracks
great
that
shot.
one, and that's going to hug the line and stay fair, and then it takes a crazy bounce off of the wall. Creswell going to second. That was about as horrible as a bounce as you could ask for if you're Josh Whelan out there. I have never seen it bounce like that before.
It came straight off the pole, didn't it? Went at right angles.
It did. And it was always going to be a double, really, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so,
it was.
They're just lucky it's not more.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's that extended bullpen.
But a runner in
Flip
scoring
that.
position for Riley Moore. He leads the competition with 5 home runs. He leads the competition with 11 RBIs. He leads the competition with a 739 batting average. It's pretty funny. But he did strike out his last at-bat, and a well-pitched at-bat from Tom Fitzgerald. But this is Tom Norley in, so he's someone a bit different here, and a very important first-pitch strike.
And the lefty v lefty, a little bit different as well.
The wind still pushing out towards left field. That doesn't necessarily help Riley Moore or Jordan Mcardle, but both of those guys can go the opposite field. So I shouldn't say it doesn't help them, but it's just not in their natural.
That's right.
As he swings through that one, he was swinging through that one. You heard a grunt from Jordan Mcardle on the camera there saying, oh, watching that one. But a very dangerous part of the lineup. Got a runner on second with Riley Moore and Jordan Mcardle up to bat. So Tom Norley trying to keep this a one-run game with some action in the bullpen for the Marlins. This is a 7-inning game, 30 pitches, and he swings at this one, and this one is lasered. This one is back, and just like Mike Tyson's face, that ball was tattooed, and it's over the wall, and it's a 2-run shot for home run number 6. Riley Moore.
It didn't look like it went over.
That looked like it was just
It's a 3-wood.
ball-driven.
It's a 3-wood at the pat.
Just driven, just hit hard, just smacked.
Opposite field, just.
So Riley
We're
Moore,
speechless.
6 RBIs, and that was just a rocket. We'll take a look at it, I'm sure, on the Plura Active Wear replay. But Riley Moore now has 13 RBIs and 6 home runs. Gee whiz. That is just gross.
I like the fact that whilst there was a runner at second, and he didn't try and do too much with that. He just stayed in and drove it, hit it where it was pitched. An inexperienced hitter would be trying to do too much with that, and he just stayed on it, and it was great hitting. And that's a classic of. There's a reason why he's good, and that just shows right there how good he is.
It doesn't get any easier with Jordan Mcardle, and he swings at this one. This one is hit hard. This one is to right field, and
gone.
Just like Donald Trump in the White House, that ball is out of here. Jordan Mcardle goes back-to-back. It's 4-0.
He's here every night, ladies and gentlemen. Eric Bellner.
He's outstanding.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter, and you saw the outfielder kind of look up and see that one go. But, yep, 3 runs.
No Gorgonzola
just like that.
tonight?
No Gorgonzola tonight. Maybe we'll bring it out a little later on. It's one of my faves.
One of mine, too.
We need some more food puns, I think. Brody Heaps comes up, and now he's got a 4-0 lead. He had a walk in his first at-bat, and that was just a good, patient at-bat, and right on cue. When you said he's good at getting walks, he got a walk. Heaps fouls this one away. So Tom Norley now, he's got the bases clear, but that was always going to be a danger part of the lineup. But still, very important to keep this lineup at bay. You got to be able to settle down quickly in this competition.
Yep, you do.
Well, with none out right now, it's an important time for Norley just to get himself regroup and get himself back into this. And that's what he's got to be doing. He's just got to be throwing his strikes and keep him guessing. As you could see there, he threw that pitch and gets that strike.
That's a good comeback just to to throw strikes and see what happens. So
what I probably at that point, and I'll be interested to get your feedback on this, is that first pitch at a strike right there. I would be saying to Brody, go swinging right there. You've got 2 guys that have hit bombs. Go after that.
Well, again, it's something you think about as you get older. You think about that kind of stuff, and you go up there and think, okay, he's just been hit for back-to-back home runs. All he wants to do is throw a strike.
Yeah.
So you sit fastball, and if you get fastball,
you're going.
Get after it.
That's right.
Exactly. So and that's exactly what he did. So
young
kid, not thinking like that.
No,
they don't think like that when they're young. They don't understand that part of the game when they're so young, right?
That's right.
But he, can be told that to go, hey, this is the situation. This is what you probably were going to get. We did, it was almost knowing what you were going to get before you got it, Yep. So, and that's again something you learn as you get older.
And the other thing is, you've got a pitcher that's had 2 home runs hit off him. As a pitcher, the last thing you want to see is the third guy coming swinging out of his shoes.
This one just scooped out towards left field. Josh Whelan moves under that. That's out number 1.
You know, the psychological game of the intimidation, and that's where you want to put the pressure back onto Norley and go, bang, I'm swinging.
Yeah.
And he's like, geez, these guys just keep coming at me.
Yeah, aggressive, stay aggressive.
And that's that. You just don't want to lose that momentum switch from just one at bat. It can turn into a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 run inning.
Sorry, that was Carrie Mcleod flying out. That's out number 2 as Byron Turner comes to the plate. Now, a guy that's been around the competition for a little bit, of mainstay over at Souths, and now he's turned into one of the leaders at Southern Districts, especially as they have a lot of these kids coming up in the ranks, like your Reese's, the Reese boys, and Carrie Mcleod.
Yeah, definitely, and Byron's a well-balanced athlete, and he's been around for a long time and a solid player for Southern Districts, and great for those kids coming through to be a part of that.
So good job, though, from Tom Norley to settle down here. He does allow the 3 runs, but those were always tough at-bats. And we've talked about a bit. There is the shorter fence here that's brought in to add some element of pressure point. But good job of him settling down. This one's hit hard. It's picked up by Areola. Throw across the diamond, and a nice recovery from his last throw makes the play. So 2 big shots. One, that line drive that goes over the fence from Riley Moore for home run number 6. Jordan Mcardle gets his 3rd home run of the competition. That middle part of the lineup, that's what the Seahawks are really going to be building off of going forward, isn't it?
Yeah, well and truly. And I think it was good to see some good at-bats even by Riley and Geordie. Geordie saw that ball up and he just tattooed it. He went after it. He wasn't hanging around, and that was the aggressive approach that he took, and he got the result. So I was really impressed, though, the way Norley just settled down. He just calmed down. Like, that could blow out. That could turn really ugly really quick.
Yep.
And the way that he changed his pitches, so he mixed in that breaking ball and just calmed down and threw the strikes.
Yep.
And as we talked about, he got himself into a situation where he didn't get himself behind the count and got himself in trouble. So whilst it's a 4-run inning, I was really impressed that, and there was errors. He came in with a runner on already, walk, and then there was an error. So there was stuff that wasn't going his way.
Yeah, it could have been worse, right?
That's right.
3 runs with none out, and then all of a sudden gets out.
Yep.
So that's a good fight back from the young kid.
That's right, and I think those things are important when you're dissecting the game.
Yep.
It's easy to say, oh, he gave up. You know, they got 4 runs, he's come in. But hang on, let's have a look at what he actually did.
Yep.
And they're the key things. And you know, every now and then it comes where you're facing guys that are just gonna hit you out. But what led to that, and the way that he kept his composure to get through that inning, is impressive.
Yeah.
Well, another inning, another pitcher for the Southern Seahawks. This one is Andrew Chesterton with Southern Districts. He's got some ABL experience with the Melbourne Aces about 5 or 6 years ago. This pitching change brought to you by Fresh and Delicious. I wonder if he's had any of his fruits from Fresh and Delicious pre-game today,
well,
Freddie. But another great company supporting local baseball, the Brown Boys.
Yes, to the Brown Boys, Nathan and Mark. I did get my pack this week, and I tell you, I bit into one of those carrots.
I need to get on this.
Mate,
I've been told I need to eat more fruit.
I got a carrot that was as crisp could be. Unbelievable. The bananas, like they get all the stuff that the growers have got from the Paraka markets.
All right.
So you go to the supermarket, you're getting the second-hand stuff. These guys have got the first-hand, basically straight off the tree, delivered to your door.
You want to talk about quality control.
Unbelievable.
They got the caviars of the caviars, right?
Oh, stop it.
Definitely check out Fresh and Delicious. I think I got to get on that, to be honest. I need more fruit and veg in my life. I'm struggling right now.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm on a little bad eating run, I think. Fresh and Delicious got to break me out of it.
Well, sit on the couch here at Just the Thing and talk
yeah,
us
exactly.
through it. And, you know, nothing but quality food at Fresh and Delicious will get you bouncing up and down. You know, I'm now in my Plura active wear and I'm out running and I'm smashing a few carrots and bananas and life's fantastic.
So now you're just lying.
Yeah, he's he's portraying a healthy lifestyle at the very least. At least I'm honest.
There's a difference between running and jogging.
Well, I must say, I wasn't built for speed. I was built for comfort, right?
Maybe even a brisk walk.
No, I actually am. The Plura active wear, I whack those leggings on.
Yep.
And pull up the next day, good as gold.
Is that
and
right?
I haven't been able to run for a long time.
There you go.
And I'm actually pumping out 5Ks. thanks to the Pluractive wear, the menswear. They got a new range of menswear. I thought I'd give it a go, and you know, I don't look 100% like an athlete when I'm out there, but tell you what, fantastic.
Excellent.
Love to hear it.
So there's some fact right there, Michael.
Oh no, I believe you. I believe you, 100%.
Well, I've got to do something to throw batting practice 3 times a week, 4 times a week to these kids.
Cesar Perez battling away here, lays off that one, gets the count back to 2-2. So a nice little battle here with Andrew Chesterton.
Yeah, let's get back to the baseball.
Back to the ball game, Bob. We are in the 4th inning. Please don't be afraid to leave your comments. We have a couple people say hello on the live stream. Don't be afraid just to leave your comments below. We've got Scott Pratt, Michael Dunn, Eric Bolnar here. Any question about local baseball, Adelaide Giants, or just their own experience, whatever you want to chat about.
Is anyone saying anything interesting?
Well, yeah, there's just a few comments about, you know, what's going on in the game. Shane Tonkin ripping into you a little bit.
That's nothing unusual. We've had 15 years of that.
Cesar Perez still battling here, and he hits one. He just finds a gap. That's a good job staying alive and an important base runner here in the 4th inning. These are 2-hour games. We should mention that as well. Game started at 7:15. We've now reached about the hour mark of the game, or 7 innings, whatever comes first. We're about right on that line.
Is that our first hit?
That is your first hit. You've had 2 walks.
There you go, eh?
He knows the game.
First hit, and that was just a battle from Cesar Perez to get aboard. Brings up Brody Athlete. Brody
Gates
Areola.
are open. Look out. The gates are open.
An interesting element of Super League, of course, is you do have the Joker card, and neither team has played it
Didn't
yet.
use it this innings.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Would you have, Michael?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so. You need to. You really probably need to have it when Galley is somewhere in your hitting lineup.
I think that's the playbook to win this game, is you use this bottom part of the lineup, but they're still in the middle. You got Perez and Areola. You generate a run or two, get it within striking distance, trust your pitching, and then turn it over to Maple, Galley, Perez back at the top, and try to really drive home a big inning. That's probably your best bet when you're chasing 4 runs.
Yep.
You got to try to play Oracle a little bit as this ball slips away. It's a good throw over, and it just missing this one was light body, but Nick Reese got all of that one, but Cesar Perez.
Jeez, he had him too.
He picks that. I reckon he's out.
Yep.
That was a good throw, but
I think Cesar Perez knows it too, smiling over there. Brody,
that's aggressive. You got to be aggressive. You know that situation. You don't mind him doing that in that situation.
Gives an opportunity for a guy that's swinging the bat very well to swing the bat, but he watches that one just drop in there. It's that big looping curveball from Andrew Chesterton that he's got, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a ground ball pop-up guy. He's got to throw his strikes, as we've talked about. Again, very important for him to get the timing of the hitters out.
Steps off the bump, trying to keep Cesar Perez with an honest leadoff. Mitch Lightbody playing over at second, normally occupied by Josh Cakebread. And this one is swung. I think he just got jammed a little bit as Brody Heaps will move under that one. Perez will hold at second. He just missed that, Brody Areola, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't need to get much more of that and it would have been over. But,
and that's what Chesterton does. When he does it well, that's what he does, is he gets the guys just missing. Just missing.
Charlie Ashcroft, he's turned into a really nice two-way player. He's hits around that 300 mark. He's hitting 333 in the Super League, but he's got a sub-3 ERA in club ball. He's turned into that nice little dynamic two-way player that a team like East Torrens, frankly, really does need.
And we haven't pitched him at all.
Haven't you really?
No,
he hasn't
not
pitched
in the
once.
Super League. No, and he's a guy that could very well hold his own with anybody in this competition.
He might be our draw card in a couple of weeks.
Ooh, inside tip here. That'll be interesting when the Seahawks and the Marlins meet in the grand final. Both teams just have to throw the kitchen sink at each other. Got to hope that all your pitchers are at full health, ready to go. There's a bunch of ABL arms and ABL experience going head-to-head. It should be a pretty exciting finale, and that's in a couple weeks. I think they just got him, though. And now 2 runners aboard for Josh Whelan. Can the kid deliver a hit?
Yeah, well, there's a free base, as we talk about. Very important to at that point to get the out, and hitting a guy is always tough when you're trying to nibble the edges, as Chesterton is. His claim is to do that, but you've got to make sure that you're still throwing your strikes, right?
And a first pitch swing here. This goes right to short. Lightbody collects at second. Throw across the diamond. It's a double play, and that just kills the rally. We've seen this a few times from the Marlins the last couple weeks, but a first pitch swing, and just as quickly as they got 2 runners on, the inning is over.
That's baseball.
That's, yeah, that's baseball. And that was just hit right towards Creswell and light body. Easy job to turn that one to get out of the inning. And now the Seahawks have a nice little lead at 4-0 and are batting here with the bottom part of the lineup coming up and due to turn back over to Mitch Lightbody.
And that's the saying when they say roll your best friend right there. That's your best friend in baseball. It gets you out of a jam, you know. Obviously, runner at second, Chesterton hits the guy, and then it's all of a sudden you've got runners at first and second. This could blow out. He gets that ground ball for a double play, bang, you're out of the inning.
Yep, certainly helps.
We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Marlins and a guy that we've got to look at. Is this Ethan Badcock? Am I looking up out here on the mound? I think it is. No, it's not. I was wrong. It is a pitching change, though, for the Marlins, and coming in is Jack Higginbotham. He's got a great mow. He's product of one of those
He has
high
got
school.
a great mow,
It's a
hasn't he?
fantastic mow. He was over at Henley and Grange for a bit. I think he's at East Torrens now, but another kid coming up the ranks. He did get that one appearance with the Adelaide Bite late in the game last year. Another kid coming through the High Performance Academy with Baseball SA.
That's a good mow.
That's a great mow.
That's Movember all over right there, isn't it?
I think that was on before Movember even started. But Jack Higginbotham, a chance to show what he can do in the Super League. Good opportunity for him. And he's going to go against Dylan Ridding and Nick Reese. So how important, we saw this the last inning, they really needed to get one of Dylan Ridding or Nick Reese out just to get out of the inning. They did that because they know Jeremy Creswell, Riley Moore, and Jordan Mcardle. They hit it over the fence. So, yeah, knowing that it turns over to light body Creswell Moore, how important are these first two outs?
Oh, very important, aren't they?
Very, very important indeed, and still no joker cards.
Still no joker
no
cards
jokers.
here as we've worked into the fourth. They're saving it late. No need, apparently, as Gallagher collects that. So Austin Gallagher catching. He's played a bit all over the diamond, and he's caught before in club ball, but I don't think he's caught a game in a while.
He caught Super League game one
last year, yeah.
Last year?
Yeah.
And here's a hard hit ball. Is this going to fall? It does. It falls in front of Whelan, and that's some good hitting from Dylan Ridding. And that's a guy, again, he's hit around the 400 mark in back-to-back club ball years before having a season-ending injury last year. So a guy working his way back and just showing he can make some contact, get on base, and that's a key leadoff runner for the Seahawks.
Yeah, he's a quality player, Dylan, and very versatile. Obviously, at third tonight, can play second. We've seen him take a great catch out here. I remember that one down the right field line, took that specky, and handy player to have in our side.
Nick Reese steps up. He got reached on an error, and a Gallagher showing his arm. A great throw to get the lead runner, and Dylan Ridding gets on, but Austin Gallagher throws him out. He'll like that one, and that's the first out.
It was a good pick at second base there too by Campbell.
Absolutely.
He made that play look a lot easier than it actually was. So
that was a very good pick.
Takes the pressure off a little bit, and Nick Reese stands in there. And just when you think you have a chance to get some strings of hits going, the base runner is taken away. Here's a take a look at the slow-mo Plura replay.
Wrong side of the bag, backhand, bang.
Wow.
That's
impressive right there.
Yep, good play.
Jake Campbell pumped with himself on that one, and why wouldn't he be? Yeah, you're right. Throw the wrong side of the bag, and just to get over. Here's a throw from Gallagher.
Some good footy locks too, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
The Moulet.
Moulet.
Bang.
Fantastic.
I just love the fact that he didn't try to do too much and get out to get it.
Yeah,
that he
just let it
still
come.
had the chance to bring it back, knowing it was going to be in the dirt, and brace himself and handle it well to then turn and get the out. The biggest problem you see is guys come out too far, and then by the time they're out too far, they can't get back to get the tag.
Yeah.
But the fact that he stayed, braced himself, got the pick, got him to get that tag.
Reese just misses this one. It's shot straight up in the air over towards left. Whelan makes that. That is out number 2.
How old is Campbell?
I think he's 26 or 27, isn't he?
He doesn't look
Come
that
on.
old.
I'm pretty sure.
Look, there it is. That's very good
Is he?
presence of mind right there.
I think you've given him 4 or 5 more
Can
years
you-
there.
I don't know.
Eric, Google him.
I'm pretty sure.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll come back with the, unless someone else knows.
Over at Golden Grove, Jake Campbell.
It's a good pitch.
Yeah, he's can't. I don't think he's 26, 27. You're right. I think I got to be wrong, but I don't know. Nah, he's got to be younger than that. Somebody tell me on the stream.
Either way, it was a very good pick.
Yeah,
as we talk about, in the way that he could wait back on that and get it. Mitch Lightbody up to bat here, looking to keep pressing for the Seahawks.
Swings through that one. He led off the game with a little hit to left. That was the most threatening that anybody looked. It was just that little base hit off Tom Fitzgerald, who just had a great start today. Jack Higginbotham trying to get through 1, 2, 3 this inning as well and keep the Marlins in with a shot, knowing that they got to play their joker card at some point. Swings through that one, and it's a big strikeout, and that will end the inning. So some impressive stuff from Jack Higginbotham.
He's throwing the ball hard.
Yeah, that was a good. That ball had some serious pop as it came through, and to just bear down and go after the hitters was impressive to see.
Well, our reporter Jake Shotton, who's also on the Marlins, has just messaged me. Shoot us a message. We're watching the streams here, but Jake Shotton says Jake Campbell is 22.
22.
There you go.
So you gave him
4 or 5 years.
You gave him 4 too many.
Yeah, it wasn't my best call, was it?
Thanks for the update out there, Jake.
Yeah, Jake Shotton, reporter
Appreciate
in the field over with the Marlins. So
yeah.
If you're just joining us for the ball game, we are about halfway through the contest. I'm looking at my scorecard here. It started off a great start from Tom Fitzgerald. He had 4 strikeouts, including strikeouts on Riley Moore and Jordan Mcardle, who are tough outs because they hit bombs later in the 3rd inning in their next at-bat. But a good start there, but then they kind of score on an error without getting a hit. Brody Heaps comes around to the scores, a walk, stolen base, reaches on a pass or on a throwing error, and then back-to-back jacks from Riley Moore and Jordan McCarle in the 3rd inning put the Seahawks up 4-0. That's where we're at. There's your game recap. I'm done, just like that.
There it is, just like that, and that's just been the opportunities for the Seahawks to take, and there hasn't really been many for the Marlins.
And this pitching change is brought to you by CMI Toyota. Who do we have out on the mound now here?
We have Damon Arnold on the mound, I believe.
And we talked about that Sturt needing another guy to step up this year when it comes to the playoffs. Damon Arnold has an opportunity to be that guy.
Yeah, and he's another guy that can throw the ball really well, and we need to just get some runners on and put a little bit of pressure on here. So let's just see what we can do.
So that pitching change brought to you by CMI Toyota, as you can see on the screen there, 4 metropolitan locations across Adelaide. So Jake Campbell steps up. We know a lot about Jake Campbell. He's 22 years old.
And
good comeback. Good comeback.
He can pick it like a thief out there.
Yeah, we just saw that, a fantastic play. So we'll see how he goes in a battle versus Arnold. So the bottom of the lineup trying to get something done. A little bloop over towards second. Lightbody's played some nice defense today as he takes that on the hop. But that's a guy that can play second. He's played third. He's played short. Wherever you put him, he kind of makes his presence felt. And probably a reason why he's been that bench player, that bench role guy, getting a few games in the ABL the last 3 or 4 years.
And that's not an easy play right there because it comes off the hand. It's got a bit of spin going, and you got to get that at that half volley, and you got to come and get it. And he did a great job to come and get it. So well played there.
And that's the thing. You need some versatile guys at that level. So it gives you more of an opportunity when someone gets hurt or you need to fill a gap somewhere. Those sort of guys are priceless in that level of baseball, and in probably any level of baseball.
And it does give some guys a chance to have a rest as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, there are times where you need guys to be able to just have a rest to stay healthy.
As Jackson Platten oh my goodness!
What a catch!
Jeremy Creswell, like a fine wine, just keeps getting better. And that was a fantastic catch versus one of the most reliable middle infielders in South Australian baseball history. And we're going to look at the replay, and you'll show you exactly why right here. Oh, my goodness. That is just robbery. That's a base hit. Not anymore. See you later on the Plura replay. Jeremy Creswell makes it look easy. He's not even celebrating. Yeah, whatever.
Another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise. I've made harder. This Seahawks team not making a lot of mistakes in the field. they're hitting the ball pretty well. And when you take away base hits like that, that's a big difference. This one's hit hard. Is this going to find a gap tracking well as Brody heaps? And it turns out to be just a 1-2-3 inning. We're through 5, and it's just the 1 hit or 2 hits so far. One was taken away on the double play for the Marlins, struggling to get anything going, but it's thanks to a part of great defense like you're seeing right here on screen from Jeremy Creswell.
Yeah, look, that's just such a great catch. He knew where the ball was, and he's obviously gone, I got to have a crack at this, and up he goes and extends and takes it.
Okay, so it's 4-0 right now. You've got Creswell, Moore, Mcardle up. Moore and Mcardle have both hit home runs today. Joker card still in the sleeve for the Seahawks. They're up 4 runs, bottom of the 5th. It's time, for me at least, to really put the knuckle down here on the Marlins. Surely the Joker card has to come out here.
This would be, I would think this would be the time you would play it.
Skip.
If you were going to play.
Pratty making the call.
And again, Scott Pratt's input to the Seahawks team, 0.
Trying to signal what's going on. But, yeah, I mean, Jack
Just happy to
Higginbotham
be
coming
here,
in
right?
for the second one, a younger pitcher. Got to put a little bit of pressure on him. And Jeremy Creswell having a pretty good game so far. He's got a hit. He's had that fantastic play. This is a great opportunity, and he's walking out there. Is he going to play the Joker card? Oh, the baseball world's attention is on. He's not going to do it.
Should we ask Cressy about that play?
Yeah, go. Cressy. No, he's walking up to bat. No, there you go. You can ask Riley Moore about that play. He's standing right over there.
What do you think of that play from Jeremy Creswell?
Oh, yeah, it was good. It was a nice play.
Nice?
To be expected from him, though.
But have you seen many guys make those plays?
Oh, I've played with a few good shortstops in my day, but it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Supposed to say you'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah. Riley Moore standing in the batter's box there. He struck out today. He's hit a home run today.
You probably picked the wrong guy to ask the question.
Mr. Politically
he's probably
correct.
He's probably had
true,
6 or 8 guys
yeah,
in his team that went to the big leagues.
Yeah, good point.
So you probably picked the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Jeremy Creswell trying to back up that fantastic defensive play with another hit. He reaches down. He lifts this one up. This one is back, and just like Michael Dunn's chance with Catherine Zeta-Jones, that ball is gone.
Wow.
It's a 5-0 game and the 3rd home run of the day.
What do you say after that? I don't even know if you can say anything after that.
Jeremy Creswell having a fantastic ball game, makes a defensive play and puts it over the fence.
That's impressive.
We're staying hot in the
Eric.
commentary booth.
That is impressive. Have you practiced that? That's not just rolling.
Is
that just creative juices flowing?
You gotta get the juices flowing. You gotta get a pregame prep going on. But Jeremy Creswell, the big one. But Riley Moore has hit a home run already today.
Riley who?
Riley Moore. He 6 home runs, 13 RBIs, hitting. Well, his averages dropped today. He was coming into the game hitting 783. He's 1 for 2. So, you know.
He wouldn't be happy with that.
Yeah, I know. And even if he gets a hits here, his average is still going down. It's just a tough middle part of the lineup.
He would like this speed too. He would have just assessed this situation and be ready to roll.
Good piece of hitting there, though, by Jeremy Creswell. He did go down to get that ball.
He did.
Watches this one just away. So, again, still important here. There is a Joker card to play, but there's still only 2 innings left.
One of the interesting things with Cressy, he's just going to make that play, and we talk about being confident, and baseball is a game of confidence. And you could see that he just went about that. There was no doubting he was going after that.
Well, a couple comments on the stream as Jeremy Creswell hits the home run and plays. Now he has retired from playing ABL baseball, but one of the questions is could Jeremy Creswell, is he still capable? Could he be a guy that could play ABL baseball if he could play?
Oh, I think Creswell knows that he's probably had enough at that level. I mean, he's got.
This one's hit up the middle. Riley Moore trying to hustle it out and just bobbled a bit, and it's a free base once again. I
mean, he's an extremely talented player, but we all know as we get older, it becomes harder and harder to do at that level. So they throw a little bit harder.
It's just another league, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just another league.
It's tough, and it's a lot on you. You know, you train a lot. You have to put the hours in to be able to play at that sort of level. It's not something you can just jump out of bed and do. So
no, that's right. And we saw that with Steph Welsh, right? He had the year off, and then he came back, and he's working full time.
Yeah.
And that was a tough ask for a guy who's one of the best players we've ever produced.
Yep.
Found it really hard. So it just does show that level.
I heard that
next level.
Stephen Welsh on the weekend into the wind hit an absolute shot off the scoreboard off of Mitch Neuenborn. Is this? Can we confirm this?
I believe you're right.
At where?
Here.
Oh.
Blowing in.
Apparently that was a fantastic game. It was Michael Gain, Adelaide Giants, and the Seahawks versus Mitch Neuenborn with the Rays and the Giants. And apparently they just went toe-to-toe, 5 innings. They only allowed that 1 run between them. But apparently Mitch Neuenborn was shoving, was the quote I've heard from a couple different people. And Michael Gain was looking pretty good too. Allowed a couple base runners early, but Gainey did a good job of getting them out of jams and pitching really, really well with runners on. As this one is hit up the middle, and again, just ball, a nice second effort, but to no avail. That was a hard hit ball. And
Gee, that was hit hard too, wasn't it? 2 cracking hits.
we got Moore and Mcardle on first and second, and Brody Heaps coming up with nobody out and a 5-0 lead, trying to pad it. It's a free Joker card. But apparently that was a pretty great game, as West Torrens did come up of Goodwood in that one. They won that one 4-1, and they are now top of the table as the only undefeated team in the South Australian Baseball League. That would have been a good matchup to watch, though. 2 Giants guys going at each other.
Yeah, and they're at that in that club ball level, they're 2 of the best guys going around. So
Definitely.
yeah, it would have been interesting to watch.
Brody Heaps has been on base and scored with some heads-up base running. He swings through that one. Good pitch from Jack Higginbotham. Other scores from around the diamond: Golden Grove beat Glenelg 3-2. That was their first win of the year. Port Adelaide, they go and they had a surprise win over Sturt one week, but Woodville get over them 8-3.
Wow.
In the competition over the week. And Chappie had 3 hits. Troy Nicholson had 2 hits. Ryan Muggleton had a hit. And they just couldn't get much going. Josh Tolles was the winning pitcher for Woodville, pitching in that one.
There you go.
That helps.
That might answer some questions for you.
Be happy to score 3 runs off Josh Tolles, wouldn't you?
I'm sure he didn't throw the whole game, but he would have had an influence there somewhere to pick up the win.
Josh Tolles, of course, former Adelaide Bite player from South Australia, played as high as AAA in the minor leagues. Adelaide beat the Northern Districts Baseball Club 14-2. Nathan Spratt had 3 hits and a home run. Ty Forney had a couple hits in that one, another Super League player. Henley and Grange just got over East Torrens 9-8 in a topsy-turvy affair. Griff Weber and Jack Partington really started in that one, but Griff Weber's had a really good start to the year with the bat. He had a home run in Super League. He had 3 hits in this game. And Kensington were down early versus Southern Districts, but Bass Noy, 3 hits. Austin Gallagher, 3 hits, including 2 home runs. Sean Maple, 2 hits. Wade Chant, 2 hits. How's this? Greg Moselle, 2 hits.
Oh, my God.
And they won 12-6 in just an all-out hitting attack.
Is that the other Greg Moselle's brother?
Yeah. Apparently he can hit it pretty good, Greg Moselle. So Brody Heaps keeps battling away here versus Jack Higginbotham. And it's actually a pretty good battle as we ran through the scores there. It is a full count. And it's a strikeout. So Jack Higginbotham battles away here, gets Brody Heaps down on strikes. That's a big one. It keeps runners on first and second. Double play ball open, and Carrie Mcleod will come to the plate. And I think Scott Pratt's about to become reporter in the field here, as he's going to maybe potentially go down to the dugout, maybe grab Jeremy Creswell if he can. We're just going to liaise with our great production crew here at Spacequake Sports. They do a great job. But Carrie Mcleod, the battler, right here. He's up to bat. He's 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out looking, and he had a strikeout. But a good opportunity to add to the damage here. They've already got a home run this inning off the hands of Jeremy Creswell, who's having a fantastic game. And this one just a little bit outside.
Can you hear me, boys?
Yeah, I can hear you. Scott
okay,
Pratt,
I have pulled Jeremy Creswell out of the dugout. Cres, just want to go through a couple of things. That catch that you just took, outstanding catch. Talk us through that.
I thought it was a base hit, to be quite honest, and the wind here knocked it down, so got lucky.
So you knew that the wind was going to bring it back down and you had a crack, right? You had a chance to get it?
Yeah, we can go with that. It was a courtesy look to start with, but then it held up enough for me to have a chance.
So you've come out of that, and then you're a lead-off hitter, and up to bat, the juices are flowing, right? You're feeling super confident and want to have a crack at driving that ball out, is that right?
Yep, and stuck the arse out and kept one hand on the bat, and the short porch at left helped me out.
It was a little low, the pitch, but you stayed on it and got through it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad pitch. Like I said, the short porch at left field here did me some favours there. I reckon most left fielders camp under that, but we'll take it.
And Super League, for you, veteran of the game, how are you feeling coming out playing? Had a year off last year and you're back with the Super League in the Seahawks. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm enjoying the new format with the clubs combined together, so you get to play with the similar sort of guys every season, so I think that's going to be good for the league going forwards.
Excellent. Thanks, mate. You guys got any questions you want to throw at Cres?
No, just let that one drop next time, mate. That'd be great.
No, well done, mate, and some great, two great players. Great to talk to you. Thanks for your time.
Well, John Inglis is the new pitcher for the Marlins as they're running through. I think their 5th pitcher of the day, this one might be. This pitching change is brought to you by the Marlins' other team sponsor. We talked a lot about Hilltop Cartridge. They do a great job. This one, another great company doing great work in South Australia, Advanced Sporting Services. Advanced Sporting Services, they specialize in the construction, restoration of sports surfaces using only the best available materials and technology. So if you need help with your sporting surface, get in touch with a Northern Marlins team sponsor today, Adelaide Sporting Surfaces. So John Inglis, the new pitcher, and he's coming in now in a tough situation. It's bases loaded. The Marlins just have to keep these runs off the board. He pitched a couple innings at Golden Grove so far this season. Another guy getting an opportunity to show what he can do in what really is an all-star competition. But it is a 5-run game. Bases are loaded. There's only one out. They're a couple hits away from this game being over, to be totally honest, at 5 runs. It is a mercy rule, 10 runs here in the 5th inning. With bases loaded, we could be entering that conversation pretty soon before the Marlins even have the Joker card played, although I'm sure that's coming. Once again, the Joker card is a nice little element here in Super League. You can start an inning with runners on 1st and 2nd. Right as the inning starts, a good chance to get your team back into the ball game, which is what the Marlins need as Inglis delivers a first pitch strike. And we welcome back to the Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse broadcast booth, Scott Pratt. Great work, great reporter in the field work.
Went
there,
all right.
Freddie.
Good to see. Good to have a chat to Creswell. Outstanding player, you know.
Yeah, been around a long time. He knows how to go about it. It's good to see him out here and helping out the kids.
What I like the fact that he talked about was that he could see it going for a base hit and he just had to go. You know, don't die wondering.
This one slips away. Galley just holds on to that one. That's important.
May got crossed up there somewhere.
Yeah. Up, down, wiggle. Second pitch.
Throw the one in the middle.
Sorted.
So it was a leadoff home run from Jeremy Creswell after he made that great defensive play. 3 home runs from the Seahawks. Again, that really is the story with the team. They love the long ball as Byron Turner strikes out. So out number 2. Base is still loaded, but Dylan Redding, he's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk today. He's had a pretty good game. It's been some good production from the bottom of this lineup from the Seahawks, and he can really bring the hammer down here. John Inglis trying to keep this game close for the Seahawks.
You need to sneak our way out of this and give ourselves a chance.
Well, coming up for the Seahawks to start the next inning, it's the top of the lineup with Maple and Gallagher. I think they're going to be using the Joker card.
Got to have the Joker.
You got it. You don't want to go home with it in your pocket, especially on a mercy, Michael.
But first, they just need a chance. Inglis needs to get him out here. He throws that in there. A good job from Inglis, filling up the strike zone with his first 2 batters he's faced.
And let me tell you, it's just got cold.
It has.
It just dropped about 6 degrees.
The beauty of West Beach. Actually, I reckon it is warmer down here than it is up.
Ridding, hard hit ball. That finds a gap. It's a nice diving play. They're gonna hold up. That's gonna score the run.
But you know the good thing about that, and this is a very good play in the fact that he's laced out. It stops the other run scoring.
Yeah, Brody Ariola.
Right.
Look at this. I
So
already
he's
called
kept
it hit.
Well, potentially not. Left field's right on that, but it's a big thing they talk about, keep the ball in the infield, right?
Yep. Saves a run.
But it's an RBI for Dylan Ridding, who now goes 2 for 2. But that was a nice job from Brody Ariola to knock that
Very
down.
good.
It was probably just too far outstretched to really make a play. As now the wind is picked up. The flags, which were kind of waddling before, are now just blowing a gale out in right field. Some wacky weather in South Australia.
Wasn't it interesting? We talked about it at the start when you talked about the flags, and where did Creswell take that one?
Yeah, just dug it out with the pitching
Get it
wedge
up.
and hit it over the left field fence.
Lift and separate.
Gentlemen, we should mention Nick Reese up to bat. If he puts this over the fence, the ball game's over.
Really? Oh, that's only 9, man.
It'd be 10. It'd be a grand slam.
That makes it 5 and 4 is 9.
It's 6.
Is it? The scoreboard is wrong.
So it'd be 6 and 4 is 10.
The
Yeah, they
scoreboard
just
is
scored a
wrong.
run on the last play there. So
Muggs hit, Space Quakes all over it, mate.
he is.
Don't
You
underestimate him.
never underestimate David Muggleton. But
Never.
yes, so Nick Reese with a chance to mercy the Marlins.
And we should say, what a great production Space Quake do.
Unbelievable.
I get lots of good feedback from them throughout the league, and not much more about myself, but more about you, Michael, about how such a good job you do. And Eric, you are the king of the air.
So a pivotal moment for the Marlins
Good
here. Here's a
pitch.
pitch. It's a
Very
strikeout,
good
and the
pitch.
Marlins still have a pulse.
And we keep playing.
That is a very good pitch right there.
Yeah, that was a great pitch.
With the Joker card looming, they get a big strikeout from John Inglis. Comes in, allows just the 1 run. Comes in with 1 out, bases loaded, allows the 1 run. You got to take that. It could have been a big inning. It wasn't. And now with the Joker card, you'd assume coming for the Marlins, a few hits here, and it's ball game on.
Got to come out here. If he doesn't bring it out, I've got one in my wallet.
Dunny's hopping the fence.
I'm going to run out
and
and give
off
it to
he
the
goes.
Well,
Get out there, Michael Dunn.
There is a little rumour about you, Michael, and you are the GM / coach. You spend a lot of time on the phone. You and Powley hadn't really spoken much, but now you're best of
there
friends.
it is. Look at that.
you
I'm
speak
watching him
regularly.
right here. Powley's he's got the Joker. Oh, some questioning of the Joker
he's
card.
walked away.
He's walked back.
No, don't use it. Don't use it.
Get out
Oh.
the hook.
Oh, shall I? No.
I think they got it. Well, yeah, I mean, to put it into perspective,
Look.
you got Sean Maple, Austin Gallagher, Cesar Perez. You'd start with Jackson Platten and Todd Trebilco. You can see in the bottom left of the screen, you see Tam Harkin, one of the coaches here. The Marlins having a chat here with Pally. He's got to take it out. The guys already have their helmets
Put it
on.
away. Why don't you yell out to him, mate?
But coming in to pitch, it's a pitching change here for the Seahawks.
I think they're just trying to work out who the runners are.
And this is a guy coming out on the mound for the pitchers. He's been one of the sensational stories of the Super League, hasn't he?
The kid.
Liam Scott. If you just joined us, the last time they played the Marlins, the Seahawks had a massive lead heading into the last inning. They were up 8-2 heading into the last inning, and with no outs, the Marlins poured it on. They got within 1 run. They made it 8-7. Liam Scott came in with bases loaded in an 8-6 game. He allowed just the 1 run, and then all of a sudden he goes strikeout, soft ground ball. A player that's barely pitched over Division III comes in and stars, gets him out. He has another nice relief appearance to follow that up. He is really showing what he can do, Liam Scott. You love this kid, Scott. Pratt.
Yeah, it's hard not to. Again, we talk about the makeup of the player and the work that he's put in over the years. And, we do talk, every week we're talking about someone that's made a charters, come through the charter program, state program. This is a kid that didn't make those. This is a kid that has just worked and worked and worked to develop his craft on the hill, spent a lot of time with Darren Fidge, Justin Clark, Malcolm Gregg. He surrounded himself with the guys that know the game, and he's developed, and he's getting better and better and better. He's still got a long way to go to become a real force, but he's just having a crack, and I love the fact that he just wants to go about it and get out here and give it a go, and his work rate is second to none, and is a great example of people. There's some people out there that might not have made these charter teams and state teams. That doesn't mean that that's the end of your baseball. There's a lot of baseball left if you have that desire to become better.
The baseball SA community is so small that if you are good enough, you're going to get an opportunity. You're going to get a look if you keep working hard. If you get passed over once, doesn't mean you're going to get passed over twice.
But there's a key ingredient.
Work hard.
That's right.
Well, The Marlins have their work cut out for them, and they've played the Joker card. So they got runners on first and second. They're going against Liam Scott, trying to shut down the Marlins once again. Sean Maple up to bat. He swings at the first pitch, trying to get after it right away. Runners on first and second. The Marlins have left a lot of runners on base. Not as much this game, although they've left a couple on, but last game they had bases loaded 3 times and couldn't really generate offense. They have to produce right here in the 6th to keep their hopes alive. And it's the part of the lineup to do it. Sean Maple swings at this one. It's lifted in the air. Is it going to get that extra push? It's going to get held up, and it's Brody Heaps making the catch, and that is a crucial out number 1.
Yeah, he just missed that, didn't he? You could see he's frustrated going after that swing and lifting it up in the air and just falling short into the glove of Brody Heaps out at left field.
Austin Gallagher, formerly affiliated with the LA Dodgers. He signed there and played some minor league baseball in the Dodgers organization.
They've got him around on the third bases, staying obviously because the bag's there to be taken.
But the shift.
But the shift is there for the shortstop and second base.
Yeah, and you just have to keep the runner at the guy at third because you have
That's
a runner
right.
on second. You don't really have a choice, do you?
Yeah.
But they're trying to play a little analytics here on Austin Gallagher. He had 2 home runs on the weekend. He's homered in his last 3 club ball games. He is really heating up with the bat. He's got a home run in the Super League, and he was caught. It was looking like a grand slam. It was caught literally at the wall as that ball looked a bit low. I think it was called. Was that called a strike?
No, it was a ball.
It was called a ball?
And look, that's where you want to be.
Yeah.
If you're going to miss down there.
Well, he can go down and get it too, though, Gally. You saw that. He hit a home run off one knee in the Super League earlier this year. He swings at that one. That was the home run swing, and he misses it.
I love this. I love to see the fact that Liam is staying cool. He's not getting intimidated by the situation and just throwing at him.
The kid, Liam Scott, got Sean Maple to fly out, kept the runner at bay. Now he's got Gallagher, and he swings at this one. It's a ground ball, flip to short, play over to first. Do they make the play? It's just bobbled. Now there might be a play at home. No, there won't be. So the Marlins benefit a little bit there, and they're going to get their first run of the ball game. Here's the hard hit ball. Do they get the out at second? Yes, they do. And the runner is going to score from third. So Gallagher will get to first, and Jackson Platten scores. It's a 6-1 game.
And some good base running there by getting in harder on Creswell to force that error. Not just being an easy out on a rollover ground ball, but to say, hey, I'm still going to do something here, which forces the error.
So Cesar Perez comes up. They really do need more runs. Good job, though, from Liam Scott. He gets the shallow fly ball and then a ground ball. That could have been a double play. That was just close. That was going to be a tough play for Mcardle, though,
Always going to be tough, but the pressure was applied in the base running. It's those little 1%ers that make this game great. You don't just give up your out.
Yeah.
Do something with your out and force something to keep the game alive. It would have been a double play right there.
That one finds the plate for a big strike. Liam Scott going aggressive against the meat of this lineup.
Well, these two played winter ball together, right? With
Freddie
Freddie.
Bravos,
Yeah.
the champions. Super GM Freddie Machete.
Running out the paella on Sunday at the Goodwood Baseball Club.
Coming up this Sunday?
Yeah, get on out
we
there.
got to get down there.
He runs the paella, got the tunes going.
He
He's
throws
got
some
it all.
salsa dance parties,
Yep,
bachata dance
yep,
parties around
yep.
town, Freddie.
It's a very carnival-like atmosphere
Carnival.
down at the reservation there with all the boys and.
I'd like to see you in sequin suit.
Mate, I get those hips moving. No
Perez rolls this over to first, and the kid has done it again.
Wow.
A fantastic inning from Liam Scott.
1 run off the Joker.
1 run off the Joker. He gets through Maple, Gallagher, and Perez. 1, 2, 3. That's exactly what you love to see
happy
from the
GM.
kid, and now the Marlins are really up against it.
And he really should have got out of it without a run.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, that
Good
double play
point.
should have been turned. Geordie should have picked that ball.
Well,
so.
and it's not going to go down as an earned run, as I'll pull up the stats of his 2 appearances so far. But that doesn't go down as an earned run.
No.
It was an error, 1, but 2, it was also an inherited runner.
No.
So
Yeah.
it works out okay for him.
Yeah, for him, but as the scoreline, it's still a run.
It's still a run.
Doesn't
Run's a
matter how it
run,
gets
yeah.
there, it's just a run.
And you're brought in there to try to keep guys off the base pass. And
Yeah.
I do get that. But yeah, great job from Liam Scott once again. I'm trying to find his pitching numbers, as you guys just told me. There we go. Liam Scott, he's had the 2 appearances. He's allowed just the 1 earned run. But yeah, most importantly, he's had 4 strikeouts in those 2 innings entering this one. And he's got out of some 2 key situations as far as the season has gone for the Seahawks.
Yeah, definitely. And to get those 4 strikeouts, that's impressive for a young fella. And, his velo isn't outstanding, but it's sneaky. It creeps up. And great to see.
So we're back to the a pitching change here for the Marlins. Todd Trebilco, he was playing first base. He is going to get an opportunity to throw, which means who do we have at first base now for the Marlins? Can you see down the line there, Dunny?
Perez.
Cesar Perez. So Todd Trebilco comes into the game, and he's got a tough part of the lineup. Light body, Creswell, Moore, Mcardle, they've done the damage today.
Now, we haven't seen Yateman tonight. Can you talk us through that, Michael?
No, I can't talk you through that. Maybe I'm not sure how much he threw on the weekend.
Through
so-
83
Oh,
on
there
the
you go.
weekend.
Well, that answers the question then.
Sorry, I thought you as the GM might have had that knowledge, but me as the GM for the Seahawks does.
That's just
83.
good opposition scouting.
That's my job.
There you go. That's your only job, Sue.
Kaboom!
Your only job is to know what
One
my
job.
team is doing.
So walk us through this, though. I mean, the players registered from the different regions, the clubs from the north, the clubs from the south, the clubs from the west. As the GMs, how do you go about selecting your roster for the competition this season?
Well, I think first and foremost you pick a coach, right, that you work with, and then the 2 of you work together about who you're going to get, who you think is key players.
Yeah, I mean, just because you're registered doesn't mean you're going to play.
No, and
That's
you
right.
saw
And
that
was
every year.
That was our job, is to pick the best players out of the guys who wanted to play, and that's how we went about it. So we got together with our coaches and then sat down and said, okay, where do we need people to be playing in? If you've got four or 5 guys that registered that all play shortstop, well,
You can't have
you
that.
can't have them all, right? So you have to, and again, you pick the best of the best, and that's how you make up your team, and we roll it out from there, from the roster you're allowed to pick from every week. Allowed to have 18 men named with a development guy, and that's the way we run with it.
So we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 6-0 game. Seahawks just keep nibbling away here. They scored the 1 in the 2nd, 3 off the home runs in the 3rd, and they added some more runs, 2 more in the 5th to bring the score to 6-0. But they did leave the bases loaded, which could prove costly. So it's a 6-1 game. Marlins add one with the Joker card. Seahawks down in the 6th. Mitch Lightbody gets hit right away. And now Jeremy Creswell has a home run. The last at-bat steps up to plate with an opportunity to do some more damage. That one just slipped away from Todd Trebilco. And another free base given up from the Marlins.
And following Cresy is the ever-hot Riley Moore.
Now?
So
We're getting pressure here from Baseball SA to
Well-
choose our player of the game. So early,
No, I
there's
was
a lot
just
that
thinking
could
that's
happen
probably-
in this game. There could be a crazy comeback.
Yeah, there could be more.
I was going to say before, West Torrens are 6-0, and I think I don't think Bones has played a game yet, and that's probably got something to do with that,
He hasn't
hasn't it?
done a thing wrong.
Yeah, no, something along those lines. So, the Rays win last week and Bones doesn't play. West Torrens are 5-0.
Stay hot, Bone.
I think there's something in that. I think it's time to, those cleats have got to go in the cupboard somewhere and stay there.
He's good at putting the signals on. What do you think Riley Moore's thinking right now? Riley, what's going on out here?
Oh, not much. Just waiting to get to bat.
We were impressed with that ball.
As this one's hit hard down the line, is it going to stay? Ooh, it goes foul.
We were impressed with the fact the runner at second right there, and when you're up to bat and you've driven that ball opposite field.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've been working on for a long time, just making sure you stay in it, not try and do too much with it?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work with Owen Hughes lately at Goodwood, and he's been really helping me stay on the ball and kind of go the other way.
That's one of his strengths, right?
Yeah, it is.
Really.
It is. Owen, yeah, he's a great hitter, great mentor, truly a great teacher as well.
Yeah, athlete, pure athlete.
Good insight from Riley Moore as Jeremy Creswell strikes out. So the great man Riley Moore we just heard from University of Arizona. He was a Wildcat, played with, I think there was 7 future big leaguers on that team that won the College World Series back when they won it in 2014. Brandon Dixon was one of those. He plays in the big leagues, and he played for the Adelaide Bite and had some pretty good numbers that year.
Kurt Heyer was on his team, who played for us last year.
And he made it to AAA. He didn't make it to the big leagues, but he was close.
Yeah. So he's certainly played with some people that most of the baseball community around Adelaide would know who those guys are. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to look at the numbers and find out how many guys in Riley's year.
And he swings at this one, and he is going to ground it to short, and oh my goodness. Riley Moore has got out, and it's a double play to keep the Marlins in the game. Can you believe it?
Wow.
But Riley Moore, a fantastic season. 6 home runs, 13 RBIs in this competition so far. And this is just game number 5 for the record.
So maybe someone on the stream can look it up for us and find out how many guys who played in Riley's team in his NCAA championship year have now gone on to make it to the big leagues.
You got to go on Baseball Reference for that. He was a freshman on that team and was an everyday player. So, yeah, someone on the stream, just go in there, hit us up. We'll be checking it on these, phones, what we got this day and age here. So we head to the 7th inning. We are down 6-1 for the Marlins. This is really the last chance to dance here. If the Marlins don't score the runs, this ball game is over. So Marlins need to get a rally to go in. They're going to start with Arriola, Ashcroft, and Josh Whelan. Gentlemen, it's the last time you'll meet before the grand final. What are your takeaways from this game so far?
Well, the least amount of time I have to spend with Scott Pratt, the better. That's the first thing off the top of my head. So,
how do you really feel?
So we're looking forward to it. And
Thanks, Michael. It's an absolute pleasure to work with you tonight, and to be in the presence of the great Michael Dunn. One of the all-time greats for baseball South Australia. And
speaking of all-time greats for
I'll pump
South
his
Australia,
ties up.
Look who's on the mound.
Grandpa Chalonor's out there now, so he's. We've all played a lot of baseball with Chunky, as we call him, and he's been around for a long time as well. Played a lot of ABL games for Adelaide, and also spent a little bit of time with the Monarchs.
And with the LA Dodgers organization when he got signed to play over there.
Correct.
Signed as a catcher, and then moved into the pitching role when you had an arm as strong as his.
So he has been pretty impressive in the Super League competition so far, and this would be a cool experience for Nick Reese to catch John Challenor, who can throw 6 pitches.
Yep.
So when you're John Challenor coming here, what do you say to a kid like Nick Reese, who is?
Well, I know exactly what you say. You say, "Hey kid, I'll throw it, you catch it." Yeah. That's pretty much what it'll be.
But he's a great guy and he's a great leader too. So I'm sure John Challenor would be loving to work with someone that he could be his dad.
Yep, absolutely.
So we'll see what John Challenor can do. Can he close the game out here for the Marlins? I'm trying to get the numbers as well, by the way, gentlemen, on Riley Moore's Arizona College World Championship year. Here we go. So Brandon Dixon played in the ABL and played in the big leagues, plays in the big leagues. Johnny Field played in the ABL, played in the big leagues, and now he's coming back to play in the ABL this season with Brisbane.
Right.
Scott Kingery, another guy. Kevin Newman. Those are your batters, your team batting. And I think there was a few pitchers, too. I'm just trying to pull up who was pitching on that team. And John Challenor making pretty quick work of the first batter there.
That was Chunky's famous splitty there.
That was welcome. And actually it didn't dance like it normally does. So it just sat up and then at the last minute dropped into the strike zone. And, one of those six repertoire in his repertoire there.
We are in the 7th inning. This is the 7th pitcher the Seahawks have used. The Marlins only have 2 hits. There's been a couple walks, and they've got a double play when one of those hits came. Just a fantastic pitching performance today.
It certainly is, as you see there. Chunky's just going, rightio, come on, this is what I need.
He's a pretty quick worker, John Challenor,
very
too,
quick,
right?
Very quick. And you could, when he was playing, guys would step out because he was so quick.
Just to slow it down?
Just because he just was like a machine, just methodical. And he's currently one of those guys that, he tries to change the tempo of the game. And as a fielding team, it's great because you're always on your toes. You're ready to go.
Once again, a balanced attack here, both pitching and offensively for the Seahawks. They have 2 outs to go. There's still lots that can happen, but just in case, your early choice for a Plura player of the game.
That's an interesting one. Let me have a think about that. It's
Jordan Mcardle's got a couple hits and a home run. Jeremy Creswell has the home run, a double, and a great defensive play. As this one is hit from Charlie Ashcroft out to left field. So the Marlins still in this. They get a hit. I would go with Jeremy Creswell, personally.
Well, it's a flip between him and Geordie.
Oh, I think Creswell. I mean, they've made 2 double plays. He's made a catch over his head. He's hit a home run. I think that's a fairly
Could he do anything else?
That's enough for a guy of his age.
That is enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Nap time.
Yeah. Go home and have a sleep.
Come on, not everyone has a nap at 7 o'clock like you, Michael.
That's just his bedtime.
Yeah. See you at 7 tomorrow.
Josh Whelan up to bat, trying to get a string of hits going. With Charlie Ashcroft, who's got his second hit of the game, Charlie Ashcroft. So he's put together a nice little performance, too.
And that was a solid hit, too. That wasn't just a ground ball with eyes. That was, like, smoked in that gap.
From the Marlins side, I know they're down right now. I was really impressed with how Tom Fitzgerald pitched tonight.
Look, that's a guy, you're right, that goes right in the mix for player of the day. Because of that, that was a great outing. 4 strikeouts, right?
Yep.
How many batters did he face there? 7.
And a second strikeout from John Challoner.
Yeah, maybe 7 or 8. I mean, you normally, the winning team.
Yeah,
you lose 6-1. You don't expect to.
Nah.
He faced 7 guys. He struck out 4. He allowed 1 very soft hit, walked 1. That was kind of one where, I like the pitch counts in the Super League, and it means that you have to have these bullpen games. Guys get the opportunity, but you kind of wish this was an ABL start for Tom Fitzgerald because he had his stuff. He was going, and he was in a rhythm, and he kind of wanted to watch that music keep on playing.
Yes, that was one of those situations in baseball where you know that there's probably 7, 8, maybe 9 strikeouts coming that way.
Yep.
Jake Campbell swings through that one. He's down to 2 strikes. The final strike for the Marlins. John Challoner already with 2 strikeouts today. He's got 6 pitches. What's he going to throw here to try to throw the final nail in the coffin? And this one's just hit up the middle, so the Marlins stay alive.
Yeah, Chunky obviously wanting to challenge the hitter right there and go at him with his fastball, and I think he's thinking, should have gone the splitty.
Jackson Platten up to bat. He scored today. He had a hit robbed in his last at bat by Jeremy Creswell. That was the last time that he was up to bat, and that one just dipped away. So Jackson Platten comes up to bat, trying to keep it alive. You never know. You get a couple hits here. It turns it back to the top of the lineup. It can start to put the pressure on. Crazier things have happened in baseball, but it is hard to score 5 runs when you just have the 1 out.
You need a 5-run home run. Is that a new rule?
Let's just get this game slammable first. 1 run, make it slammable. The runner's on first and second. Here's a shot. This one is back. This one's to the wall, and you can kiss this one goodbye. Jackson Platten keeps the Marlins in the game with a 3-run Johnny. It's 6-4.
Did you say that was a 5-run home run, Eric? I thought you said that was a 5-run home run.
You want to count it as 5? That gets a nice reception from the crowd. He's had a good game, Jackson Platten. Robbed of the base hit. He gets the home run here. So, now it's 2 outs. There's nobody on. So Todd Trebilco, they didn't have their batter runner. They didn't have a batter in the batter's box. Oh, boy. So Todd Trebilco now will come in and face John Challoner. So there's still a little bit of work to do here.
Oh, there's as we talk about, the 3 outs are the hardest. These last 3 outs are the hardest in baseball because Marlins are at this situation where they got nothing to lose now. Let's just have a crack. And whereas you start to get a little tighter.
Well, this is the one. You got to get Trebilco on because then Sean Maple, 1 swing of the bat. He has home run power. That can go. Austin Gallagher coming up. This is the at-bat right here that they need to find a way to get on. Marlins, late in the game, it made it interesting. Just gets jammed a little bit. That one slips foul, and they're down to their final strike once again. Some good mows here on the Marlins, whether it be Higginbotham or the look that Todd Trebilco's going. The hair from Jake Campbell. Good-looking Marlins group.
They are good-looking and led by the best-looking GM in the business, Michael Dunn. What do you
I
talk
was going to
about
say,
with
Chris,
these?
Chris Lawson is the GM of the race.
Well, he's the he's the
he's
reigning champion.
He's the strapping young man of the
He
group,
is-
isn't he?
he's the stra-
Todd Trebilco steps up, and he reaches at this one. It's going to lift out towards right field, and it falls. It's a free base. The Marlins have a pulse. Uh-oh.
Praddy's scratching his head here going, what's going on here? What's going on?
Boy. This got very interesting because now we are one swing of the bat away from this ball game being level. And it's Sean Maple coming up. He's due. He's 0 for 3. And he's getting hot in club ball. He had a couple hits on the weekend too. He's been hitting the ball hard, but tonight he hasn't quite found it. So the Marlins have had the door left open for them just a little bit, and Maple swings at the first pitch. It's lifted towards center field. Carrie Mcleod moves under this one, and they can exhale. The Seahawks remain undefeated despite a late charge here from the Marlins. Just too little, too late. Seahawks win this one 6-4.
A little bit in the end there, wasn't there?
Yeah, it got,
Fantastic.
It got tight.
That's good. That's what we want to see.
That's an interesting. That ball, like that held up a little bit too. That ball to centre field. I thought it
That
had
happened
half a
twice
chance,
today
yeah.
for Maple. I like that aggressive approach though from Sean Maple at the end there, knowing that it was just a free swing. Basically, they had an extra life pulse, life beat. I can't speak. It's the end of the game.
Yeah,
Come
well,
on.
look,
cold.
you got to go after it. The game's on the line. Go, as we heard from Creswell, short porch, go swinging. And that was great to see Sean go after that. And unfortunately, falls into the glove of Carrie Mcleod.
So 6-4 is your final score. It was home run galore once again. There was quite a few of them. 4 on the day, 3 of them from the Seahawks. Riley Moore hit a home run. Jordan Mcardle hit a home run. Jeremy Creswell, though, our Plura player of the game. Fantastic defensively, home run and a double.
Outstanding, and he's a quality player. And what I like the fact is that he brings something to the game every time. You know, he made a good play in the hole early in the game, and just heads up baseball and having a crack at those sort of plays that pulls them off, and then go free swinging and hits that home run. Quality player, and it's good to see these guys out in front of us as well and playing. So we see the young guys that are witnessing, seeing Creswell go about it and being a part of that, and that's something special for these kids.
Well, I think
coming through
the
as
thing
well.
with that too is they look at these guys and know that that's the level they need to be
Yeah.
at, to be at a different level.
Yep,
And if you can't be at that, then you need to go and do some more work to get to that level.
that's right.
So, and that's the hardest thing that these young kids need to understand, that they need to work their butts off to be able to do. I mean, Cressy just doesn't get out of bed and do that.
No, that's right.
He's had to work at his craft for 15 years to be able to do what he does there. So it's
Yep.
not something that just happens.
No,
right? You've
exactly.
got to work and work and work. And we play a repetitive sport. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we play a repetitive sport, and you just got to keep repeating the plays over and over and over.
Well, I've enjoyed watching this game with you two gentlemen here from the Just the Thing Furniture Warehouse commentary zone. Scott Pratt, you got one
Thank
more
you.
game next week. Michael Dunn, we'll see you in the grand final in a couple
will.
weeks versus
You
these
will.
Seahawks. We hope that you enjoyed watching the game at home on Space Quake Sports and on NITV. For Scott Pratt, for Michael Dunn, I'm Eric Ballnar saying good night from West Beach.
Good night.